Same shirt I did last night. Okay, we're back for a final pre-race update.
We have traveled Tennessee twice already.
In the last, day and a half?
Yeah, and we was, 8 hours on the bus today. So we parked at the finish, hopped on the bus, and drove to the start. So we got to see the course today, which was good. The last, what do you think, 40 or 50 miles is going to be kind of hard?
The what? I wasn't listening to you. You're talking the last miles.
Yeah.
Yeah. The worst is saved for the end, I think.
Yeah. We hit the mountains.
Well, yeah, really the last 100K. So that gets tough.
But either way.
Yeah. But
so when we drove the last 10 miles today, my eyes were as big as my head.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my gosh.
They saved the best for last.
Yeah.
Most certainly. Yeah, it's up the side of a mountain.
It is. So up and down, up and down. So anyway, so that's going to be tough. But the weather does not look as obnoxious as it was last year, so that's promising. I mean, it's still going to be hot tomorrow, and
yeah, we'll probably get heat index close to 100, but this time of year you'd expect it to be 110 or 115. It's obviously going to be even hotter than that out on the road, on the asphalt. But a little bit of a chance of rain every once in a while to cool it down. A little bit of breeze. So probably best case scenario as far as we know.
Yeah.
What do we know?
We don't know.
No.
We don't. But so we had some Chinese tonight. Went through our instructions, and I think we're all set. So
we've altered our plan, and we're going for 144 miles in 2 days, so I can go to mud wrestling in Hohenwald at the billiards place.
Yeah, so we were stopped at a stop sign in this billiards place. They're doing mud wrestling
at Saturday at 8 o'clock. We actually have the New Jersey delegation that's kind of considering scrapping their plans and making a run for Hohenwald for mud wrestling Saturday night. It's farther than they intended to go, but then they can back off later and still be fine. So it's intriguing, but it's a little bit outside of our desire to go that far.
Yeah,
and ability. So
finishing is most
going
important.
to be most reasonable. If only mud wrestling was on Sunday, then I could make it. But if we're there at the proper time at Hohenwald, I'm having a nice cold beer at the Hohenwald Billiard.
Hams, hopefully.
The cheapest I can find, but it'll be ice cold and it'll be good.
Yeah.
And I'll carry my pepper spray in case somebody attacks us, because it may not be the best place.
But hey, whatever.
So,
and I just took my last shower. So we just ate dinner. It was called the Last Supper.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the last shower was a little bit more significant. So I've got my clothes on that I'm going to be wearing for the next 314 miles.
I'm throwing this shirt away tonight. I am wearing my running shorts. So, on our next project we're doing, look at that. Alicia's taping my feet. We had to take a break for the live video.
Yeah.
And then I get to tape her feet. And then if somebody's feet causes a problem, then the other one is the one to blame. So, it's the rule.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I felt like it was kind of weird to be putting my running clothes on. Mm-hmm. For something that doesn't start for 12 hours almost. But
in a week and a half, she can take them off. It'll be fine.
That really was kind of an odd thing.
There might be a ceremonial burning of them when you're done. We may burn our clothes when we're done, just so we don't have to drive back home with them in the car.
Yeah.
We'll run back to our car where the clean clothes are waiting.
That's right. So I think that's it. We leave tomorrow at 6:15, get drove to the start, which is the ferry. Well, we have to help on the ferry at...
We'll get to the 7 o'clock ferry.
The 7 o'clock ferry.
It takes a while to get over there. Race will start at 7:30. We'll get back on the ferry, take it back over, and then really the real race begins. Mm-hmm. It'll probably be chaos in the morning, so you won't hear from us then, but it would be our intention to try to Facebook Live around 7. We have to check in at 7:30 in the morning and 7:30 at night, so we'll try to make it a habit of checking in and then doing at least a short little live update.
Live, or at least a post for sure. So I'm sure there'll be posts along the way, but they'll probably get fewer and fewer in between as we get tired.
Yeah, it will be. Although we kept things busy today.
Yes, we did.
But we didn't have anything else to do.
We're on a bus for 8 hours.
Okay, we've got important things to do. I've got a beer in the fridge, and her feet need taped.
Thanks for following.
See y'all later. Greetings from Martin, Tennessee.
At mile 30.
Sunset does look nice. I didn't notice it because we're walking away from it. We have got the first 12 hours done.
And we were right on Scott's plan.
Right on my plan. 30 miles in 12 hours.
We didn't push it. We just...
Mainly, it's been 90% walking, or maybe 95%.
Yeah.
I'm talking our trees.
Got a little warm today, not super, super hot. But
Yeah.
Rob, you'll be very happy because how far behind are you from last year, Scott? 4 hours?
I am, yeah, I'm like, see, I'm so confused. I was through Martin at 2:30. I'm now 5 hours behind where I was last year. So I backed way off.
So I've kept him slow.
Yeah, so she's slowing me down. I'm pulling her along. She's battling some mighty nasty blisters, but we're keeping them under control. We stopped at the restaurant, ate outside. I stuck a needle in her foot. We drained it all out all over the place. We doctored it.
I took a picture of the puddle. It
yeah.
was disgusting.
But we're getting them drained, and the one we drained earlier at the Outfitters is looking much better now. It didn't refill, and so we're hoping this other one does the same.
Yep.
And it's going to cool down a little bit tonight, so hopefully that keeps us from sweating and stuff.
I had a hydration issue. Not bad, but it was not. I was not peeing. I was drinking a lot, but.
And I peed like a 50-year-old man today. I think I
Yeah.
peed 5 times, so I'm doing good. Drinking a fair bit of water.
My last restroom visit shows me I'm on the right track there. So
everything's heading in the right direction.
That's right. At mile 30.
So
how could things fall apart so fast?
yeah, we're a tenth of the way done almost.
Well, apparently it's not uncommon that the first day is the blister day. Isn't that what Vanessa said?
Yeah, just getting our bodies used to it all.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was going to say. Anyway, here I'll have to flip this around real quick. We'll show people what we're doing. Well, I'm going to get hit by this car. Watch us get hit by this car. Oh.
Thank you.
Okay. See? I was going to document my own. Anyways. Okay, so quick recap of the day. I think everybody knows we got on the ferry. Laz lit the cigarette at 7:30. We got back on the ferry and proceeded to walk. Yeah, I know. I can't carry it out that way. And we walked through Hickman, Tennessee. Saw Laz again there.
We went over that stupid stinky bridge.
We went to Union City for lunch, had pizza at Casey's, then went to the Stinky Bridge. It lives in Vol State Lore. It's actually an animal processing plant. That's where they take all the dead animals and stuff and grind them up and burn them or whatever and make food and all. But it smells exactly what you think it might.
It's awful.
And
we've met some great people though.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Everybody is
people out
always
here.
a ball of fun. This is a traveling party. Our greatest regret 12 hours in is so far as we've not had beer, and we're about 4 behind a lot of these people.
Yeah.
Some were drinking on the bus this morning at 6:15. So, and also we still determined that even though I'm 50, I may be, well, I'm not quite, but I'm one of the younger ones in some respects. I'm barely in the back half of the field. A lot of 50, 60, 70. There's a few 80-year-old men out here doing this. So
yes, it's quite impressive.
Even if you don't think you can do it, you can do it.
And I think we're behind a few of them.
Yeah, we might very well be.
That's okay.
Sidetrack there. Let's see, we left Union City. We treated your blisters. Now we're in Martin, Tennessee. Neat little town here. I'll flip this around again. We're getting ready to cross into the town. But it's well kept. Yep. University of Tennessee is here. University of Tennessee, Martin. And so we're going to walk here. Initially we're going to stay for a couple hours, but now we've decided to press on another 10 miles to go to Dresden and visit their farmers market, which is a good aid station.
Yep. The weather's been pretty good to us so far compared to last year, thank goodness.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if I could have figured things out.
The tentative plan called for us to get to mile 40 by 7:30 tomorrow morning. But we're looking like we'll probably push through to maybe 48 by then, because then that gets us to Gleason, Tennessee, and their fire station is open there. They'll have mattresses or air mattresses laid out for us, food. They have a shower we can use if we want to.
Yeah.
We're
getting rained on.
I think we're feeling a few sprinkles. Hot dog. Oh, let's see if we can get that picture too. Let's see, because there is some clouds. And
the last one.
that's a darker one. Yeah. So I don't know. There's only like a 20% chance of rain right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the fire station is really good to us, so we're excited to get there.
Look at that. It looks beautiful behind us.
It does.
So raining on us right at the moment, or sprinkling very lightly, and sun shining behind us. So, okay, that will be your evening update for now. don't know. We'll try to do one in the morning unless something bizarre happens tonight in the dark. And you just never know. We're going to try to surprise everybody.
Thanks for following.
Later. Oh, don't forget to donate money. You're providing you entertainment. We need some return. Later.
Are you tired?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, time for 7:30 check-in. What am I looking at? I don't know.
We're sitting alongside the road. Some road.
We're along Highway 22, I think, a couple miles south of Huntington, on our way to Parker's Crossroads. We just checked in at 7:30 with 71 miles for the race. We've made a decision to grab a hotel room for tonight in Parker's Crossing at mile 81, I think. So we got about 10 miles to go for that. We'll see what time we get there. We haven't even done all that math. And try to get a shower and get a few hours of quality sleep, since the plan originally called for us to just be in Parker's by 7:30 tomorrow, and we're enough ahead of schedule that we can get in there and get back out in time.
Yeah. Today's theme was Mr. Lister.
I could almost get up and try to show it, but
this guy, he's an older guy, and we were walking on the highway like this, 2-lane highway, and he was riding the white line like rumble, and it was nauseating.
Well, all leaned over out into traffic almost, and it's like he was dehydrated and all, but
I don't know,
he kept talking and kept going and passed us at one point. We tried to pass him just so we didn't have to watch him hang his body out into traffic, and then he passed us back and we let him go. But he was making his way to a hotel so he could get some rest, so he'll be back probably with a vengeance too. So
he needs it.
But when did we start? This was
started.
We live this morning after we left Gleason, so and then we walked on into just Huntington. What have we been today?
I have no idea. I don't know town names. We ate at a tater place.
Oh, into McKenzie somewhere. McKenzie, yeah. Got into McKenzie and the farmer's market and laid on a cot for a few minutes and did whatever we did there. And then we went to the Prater's Taters and had baked potatoes with a bunch of stuff on them. So
served us well.
I had a Greek chicken baked potato, whatever that was. So did some sort of barbecue
chicken.
Yeah,
it's good. Nothing really exciting to report, but we're just making progress. We'll still be ahead of schedule.
We'll be on schedule by the time we get out of there, probably. But that'll be all right. I mean, on schedule for an 8.5-day finish. Tomorrow will be pretty warm again, so we'll kind of take it easy. Sunday and Monday are looking much cooler, but Sunday looks like 80% chance of rain. Some could be heavy, so we're gonna have to kind of play the timing of that by ear and see if we can get some miles in. We don't want to try to spend the entire day in the rain, getting soaked and your feet torn up and all that. But obviously, we'll have to make miles to stay on schedule. But the cooler weather should help. So
hope so.
Anyways, it's been fairly non-eventful. We're gonna get to walking because the faster we walk and the sooner we get to the hotel, the more time we might get to spend there and get some rest and be refreshed, and then give it a go for a few more days and see where we're at. So that's it.
Bye-bye.
Peace out. Oh, look at that. Oh, yeah, actually, nice scenery. Anyway, Here we are. Whatever time it is, my watch doesn't tell me.
7:55 a.m.
Saturday morning check-in. We just checked in with 85 miles. I don't remember how many miles that was since overnight, or when we last checked in Huntington. I think we were at 66 at the check-in last time. That doesn't sound right either. Anyway, we got some miles last night. Walked out of Huntington into Parsons Crossroads and got a hotel at the America's Best Value Inn, home of the softest beds in the southeast. And Alicia slept until 6 o'clock. We were out the door by 6:30, and we've been walking for about an hour and a half. We're 85 miles in. I may have said that. So.
Yep, 85. So last night was a rough night. That's why we had to get a hotel.
There's a woman in her bathrobe walking across.
Getting her mail.
Hold on. Thanks for calling. Oh, I missed it. Oh, well, everybody's looking. We're just doing a long stretch of road. It just goes on for as long as you see. Okay. Anyways, after interrupting Alicia's good story.
No. Just physically got tight, super tight emotionally. That was a mess. So anyway.
You got super tight emotionally?
That was a mess. And then once we decided to get a hotel, because originally we were going to try to push through the night to Lexington, right?
Yeah, get at least to Lexington. Another
5 miles.
Another 10 miles
here.
from where the hotel was.
Anyway, then we decided not to because I was like, I'm getting tired. And it was another 9 miles to the hotel. It was the longest freaking 9 miles of my life.
We covered that 9 miles in about 4 hours.
Yeah, it was rough.
Maybe 5.
It was a mental battle. It was.
She was struggling a bit and weaving and slow going and having to stretch. And I had my first hallucination and saw a rat running at me on the highway, which is ironic because it wasn't a rat, but later on I saw a mouse alongside the road and he was live trying to get back up on the curbing.
Yeah, he was not running to you.
Yes, but by then I was coherent.
But anyway, just 6 hours sleep does a person good.
Yeah.
I mean, I laid down, my feet were throbbing. Never had that before. I was like, oh my gosh. But I am heeding advice that I have heard along the way. First one, don't quit today. Just don't quit today. Which I was like, it's like midnight. I can quit tomorrow. No regrets. And don't make any decisions before you sleep. And so I did all that.
She got up as a new person this morning.
I was so excited. My feet didn't hurt.
Her feet are under control, although I think everybody's probably seen or may have seen the pictures. The shoes are cut out.
Yeah.
So that's been doctored up. I still don't have any blisters, but I've got some hot spots.
It's due to good taping.
I mean, we're keeping things under control. So we're about mile 86 right now, 5 miles on into Lexington. So we'll get to 91 there, and then the ultimate goal to stay on track is to try to get to around 1:15 by check-in tomorrow. So we're doing that. We're right about in the middle of the pack on the race. I think a while ago we were 60th and 61st or something out of. I think we've got what did I say was left? 10 people have dropped already. We think we had 106 starts, so we're down to 96 people or so. So we're going to finish ahead of all those people.
Well, and Scott says first thing, don't pay attention to where we are in the pack. I'm like, I don't care where we are in the back. I didn't make it through the day.
The first thing I did was say, hey, look where we are in the back. So anyway, but we're doing fine. We're in a group. We see some of the same people frequently, but
yeah.
So we're going to see what today brings. It's going to be fairly warm this afternoon, so we'll ease up on that. But tomorrow is just questionable. It looks like it could rain all day, or there could be storms or something, so that may interfere with some planning. But I don't know. That's probably all we know at this point.
Yep.
We better go move while the weather is still cooperating. So
see ya.
Later. Good morning. It is Sunday morning at 8:54 a.m. And we are just now leaving the Linden Chamber of Commerce Welcome Center, whatever it's called. We got a few sprinkles, and I have no idea what it is, but it's probably 74 degrees out here.
Yeah, it's not hot. So yesterday was eventful.
Oh yeah, let's see. We haven't updated anybody since yesterday morning.
No.
I don't even remember what happened then. Where were we at yesterday morning?
Well, it started off real good, and we got, what did we do? Well, we had a good snack.
We're trying to get run over by a car.
And then we heard that the diner in town was giving runners free lunch, or free meals. We thought, oh, well, let's stop there. So that was fun. However, the AC had gone out, and it was hot. Bless those girls' hearts. But we got to sit at this table with these little southern ladies, and they were delightful. And I learned a new phrase talking about heat, which is hotter than the brass hinges of hell. So I might be using that now. But that was lots of fun. And then what happened after that?
Well, our meal wasn't free after all.
No,
They
it
only
ended
gave
up
us a
being half
50%
price.
discount, so apparently we didn't qualify. We didn't look enough like runners to get the full free meal, but we took half off. But we're half crazy, so.
But the AC did come on before we left, so that was good for them.
So yeah, then that was in Lexington. We left there and walked to. Boy, it just
Jeez.
all blurs together. Goodness, I don't even know where we're at after that. Lexington. Hold on, that was 90, 100. Oh, that's when we moved on into.
Oh, we saw the Peaches guy.
Oh, the Peaches guy, the Road Angel. I don't know if I got a picture of him up yesterday, but.
So I've been talking about the guy for a year. So
Yeah.
the road angels are people that drive around and will give stuff like water or snacks or whatever. So that's the first time we'd had a road angel.
Yeah, he pulled over in his Cadillac Escalade and popped the back hatch and had little cups of peaches in there, and we sucked them down. And it was fairly warm at the time, a little bit of cloud cover, but
Yeah.
that hit the spot.
And then we went to the school, and we were just gonna get out of the heat because it was pretty warm. And we thought it was 2:00-ish.
Yeah.
But let's just chill out here, we'll rest, and then we can push through the night, because the plan was to push through the night last night. I thought it was just gonna be like cool in there. Well, they had it dark, and they had little mats for us. So I was like, oof.
Yeah.
So we laid down for a couple hours. Didn't sleep, but we rested. So that was good.
And we got more food
Got
there.
more food.
Let's see, we had cheese and sausage. I had a big old plate of this woman's homemade pasta salad. I mean, it hit the spot. It was cold. And she made Alicia a ham sandwich as we left.
Yeah, I don't think I've been hungry for
Oh,
Wow.
we've done more eating than running on this trip.
and then
And then let's see, we rolled on through to, we walked by the school. Was there something in between there?
I don't know.
Oh, we were going to stop at the grocery store or something, but
Oh, the grocery store was
But
a
we didn't
Target,
go.
but we beat
oh,
it.
we made our first Dollar General run yesterday.
Oh, yes, that was fun.
We bought new upgraded rain ponchos since the weather was looking iffy last night. Had to buy some more butt paste because Alicia left hers in Lexington,
You know.
and we bought some water. I don't know.
Yeah, we get
And
to
then-
answer a lot of questions. Where are you guys going?
Yeah.
What?
Why are you doing this? What do you get for when you're done? The same kind of stuff, you
But
know.
a couple of people like we got a Dollar General. I want to do that. I only got one kid at home. When he's gone, I'm going to do it.
Yeah. And then we get the instances like last night in the middle of the dark, Alicia's sitting alongside the roadway. I'm standing up to try to steer cars away from her. They pass. Then they turn around and come back thinking she's been hurt or injured, checking on her status, which I guess is good. But
Yeah.
kind of freaked them out because we're walking down a 2-lane road with no shoulder at
All
been
night.
1:30 a.m. something. So anyways, we got into Parsons last night around 7 o'clock,
Yeah, probably.
6, I don't know.
That's where we
and
ate our Mexican.
another group of runners was headed to the Mexican restaurant, so we decided that would be where we went to. Fortunately, we got right in. Each ordered quesadillas and a beer.
Because I
'cause you-
couldn't make decisions at that point. So
Yeah, basically whatever I decide on is what she had. And when they brought out our food, the lady told us that people had been sitting at the table next to us had bought our meal for us. And
That made my day.
so we got a free meal, and since it was free, we had another beer. Well, we had to buy beers.
It's good recovery juice.
That's right. And so we rolled out of Parsons around 8-ish, I think, just starting to get dark. Walked some sketchy roads for a while. Crossed the Tennessee River about 11:30.
I don't know. It's dark.
A little dark.
But it was really, really neat because we were high. You could see all the lightning bugs in the trees, and the frogs were talking. I mean, it was really neat. There was frogs and was it crickets? I don't know. It was just
Yeah.
it was loud.
Middle of nowhere,
yeah,
by the
it
river.
was- it was really neat.
And we stopped at a little gas station. On the other side, it was closed, but we hung out for about 30 minutes.
Called Fat Man's.
Fat man, yeah.
Which, by the way, by this time, I'm starting to not completely fall apart, but I'm like, we need to get there because I need a hotel room so I can sleep
And the next hotel was
in
from
Linden.
Fat Man's was 13, about a half marathon away, I think.
Which, well, we thought it was. We thought
Change of thought.
Oh.
We're just, it looks more impressive
Oh.
in person than it does on the screen.
It does.
We're just passing this little flooded, whatever it is.
free
Okay,
water.
anyways, that was fine.
So at first we thought it was 14 miles. I thought it was 14 miles.
Well, it was 14 miles.
It was, and then it was 16 miles. And then we have a cemetery, and we have a church, and so we have distance.
We knew how far we were supposed to be going to get to each
Knew.
location. Yeah.
We knew. At this point, it's 2 a.m. Is it? I don't know, 1:30 or something. And the 4 miles turned into
6.2, I think.
Yes.
Instead of thinking we were almost there, we had 50% more. And it became pretty tough towards the end.
because guess what? The rain came again.
And 2 miles outside of town, it started raining. Pretty good for a while. We even briefly, it was just coming down so hard, we crossed the road and ducked under a tractor trailer a trailer.
Yeah.
And stood there for a few minutes. And
Well, we squatted there, which is great on the tired legs.
yes, but then we decided it was letting up a little bit, and we still needed to move to town, so we rolled on into town.
And guess what?
4:15 to stop in at the hotel and give it a shot, and
Denied.
no room at the inn. And so there was just nothing available because the weather and all had forced all the other runners. They were staying in the rooms longer than they planned.
And it was nothing. Like, or that was the thing. We had to get from Parsons mile 108 to 125. There's nothing in between.
Yeah.
So you can't lose the time. So that's why I pushed through. Apparently everybody else did. And people that were in Linden
Stayed there.
stayed there.
As of this morning at check-in, a full 20% of the field was all at the same, we're all the same place we were, on varying schedules, but the rain just caused everybody to basically hunker down overnight and just wait it out. And so we'll probably see a lot of people today. But so anyways, there was an aid station a couple blocks away from the hotel at the Chamber of Commerce. We rolled in there and got some quality rest on a concrete floor.
No, it wasn't.
hours.
My inflatable pillow was leaking. And I laid down immediately and my nose got stuffy and I couldn't breathe. And then it was like kind of warm in there, which it was comfortable. But I'm thinking that the AC wasn't on because later the AC came on. I was right under the vent and I'm just a hot mess in my head.
Yes, Michelle, we are Mary and Joseph. There was no room at the inn. And it smelled like a bunch of donkeys in the aid station. So we had
There
our
was
own
probably
little
how
manger
many people?
going on.
13
I think at
people?
one point I counted 11 or 12, but I think other people came in and others were leaving. And
The space isn't all that big.
it was a pretty tiny little building. People were just laying like cordwood. I mean, it was bizarre.
So anyway,
So anyways, yeah, Alicia woke up at some point and was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Things are not going well. It's not getting better. Blah, blah, blah. And then Mr. OCD me starts going, oh my God, I got to figure out what we're going to do.
and I
And
gotta
so-
get some sleep.
Yeah. And so I was on to Mr. Planner, which I don't know if our plan's around, but you posted the picture.
Yes.
So the rain has kind of let up now. Looks like it's going to be good for about 6 hours.
Plan.
The plan.
This is coming handy.
So I called and got us a hotel room in the next town up. Actually, I have it booked, hopefully, when we get there. I'm giving my credit card number. And so we will go get there as quickly as we can today.
And he
Stay
said
in-
I could sleep as long as I wanted.
Well, within reason. We've got to be out sometime tomorrow. And so we'll give her a good solid rest. And then in an ideal world, we'll probably try to get up, say 3 or 4 a.m. Tomorrow. All the
Those
days run
overnights
together.
are tough.
Yeah.
We've done 2 overnights. No, 3 overnights.
I don't
They're
know, only 3
tough.
nights. Yeah. But so we'll probably try to hunker down. Well, once we get there, we'll stay hunkered down until she's got good rest. And then we'll roll on out. Hopefully earlier morning, get a few miles in before check-in tomorrow and stay on the plan.
But you know what's amazing? We rolled into that place last night and the same thing the night before. Like
Oh, you can see behind us.
I can't walk. My feet hurt. I can't go very far. I mean, I can walk, obviously, but I got to stop and stretch every, mile, maybe.
Yeah.
And, I mean, just to get off your feet for 4 hours, we're good, right? I'm good.
Yeah.
But we'll see when it starts acting up again today. So that's why the sleep is important, let the body heal a little bit. For me, I have no idea how this man is functioning. He doesn't sleep.
I think I've slept. Yeah. I don't believe I've slept more than 3 hours in the last 3 days, would be my guess. But we rest occasionally, so
Yeah, we
that makes a
rest.
difference.
So-
And she tries to sleep, and I lay there and fret about her not being able to sleep. Whatever. We'll figure it out.
So we made it through day 3. That was a tip that we got.
That's right.
From
Yeah,
her.
once every day gets a little easier. Well,
She didn't say that.
You don't drop out as much. I think 15% of the field is dropped already. Something
I'm
like
like,
that.
they didn't get the tip of make it through day 3.
Yeah.
So
And
made it
I'm
through
about
day 3.
And I'm officially happy because I'm now further than I was last year. So we're almost 126 in, so everything's uncharted territory for me.
So now I don't hear anything of, we did this.
Yeah,
I get no stories now.
that's right. She's all lost now. Let's show what we're walking up this hill, by the way, now. This is actually a very good shoulder for what we've been dealing with for most of this trip. Last night in the dark, we had shoulder. This shoulder is like 2 feet wide.
The shoulder was white line.
Yeah, the white line is where the roadway ended. And that gets tricky when cars are barreling at you at 55 miles an hour.
But luckily, it was late and there wasn't a ton of traffic. So, and you can see them coming. So it was good.
I think we're about done because I'm getting winded. This hill is misleading. Deceiving. I don't know, anyway.
I don't know.
And I'm tired of holding my hand out.
That was
I need a
long
selfie
update.
stick.
You
It
did
was.
get
Okay.
Thank you guys for following. Hopefully,
She'll be sleeping at check-in tonight, or she better be.
God, I hope
so
so.
we'll see when the next live is. It may be tomorrow morning, but I'll still be awake probably and posting things. So let me know if you need to know something. Okay, we're out of here. Hi, John Shelby here.
3, 2, 1.
Scott Page coming to you live from somewhere, Tennessee. Unincorporated Hampshire Township or something. We just thought we would start the live this morning. We got good enough signal and come up on this aid station here in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's like barren road as far as you can see. We've been going down. It is almost 7:30 and we just checked in with 155 miles. Oh, moleskin. Hey, it's a hot day in air. We found moleskin. Let's see if we can get this camera set up. Oh, at least see Alicia.
We were looking for moleskin.
Yeah, we've got a few foot issues.
Yeah.
Oh, I want this cold.
I'm gonna take some of this just
Yeah, hold on.
because.
Let's make people sick here. Oh, coming around. All right, out. Oh, that ain't gonna work yet. Jeez, people.
We
this
did
is
not
wrong.
plan this out.
Okay, anyway. Oh,
Moleskin.
there's the food. So yeah, we got first aid here. They've got, let me show it down here. They provided us with, there's food in here, there's water, I don't know, a snack, a good little selection of stuff. But we're in a stretch today, which is basically 30 miles, and there's no convenience stores, no restaurants, no nothing. This is kind of the desert of the whole course. So
I had to break out the music.
we left at mile 144. We just checked in at 155. So we made 11 miles. That's all we get for the 12-hour period because we were in the hotel since last night's check-in.
Got rest.
We got rest, and now our minimum we want to do is to get to 180 by tomorrow at this time. That'd be 25 miles. We can probably do a little more, especially since the weather's going to be good. But we're going to kind of play it by ear.
With 34 miles a day is the minimum goal, which
We're basically right now 2 miles shy of halfway, and we're 4 days in. So, and the course limit being 10. You know, we're on an 8-day finish. What we're realistically looking now is trying to stay close to the 8.5 day, but be fine with it if it's 9. It doesn't really make that big a difference, and we'll play it all by ear.
Yeah.
I'm still tired of holding this thing. Oh, that ain't gonna work. People, we need somebody here to join us. So, oh God, need somebody to join us so we can hold the phone for us. Look at this. It's because we're not anywhere. Anyway. Recap the day. We haven't checked in for 24 hours.
Oh yeah. So we left the
Linden.
Hotel of Despair or Heartbreak Hotel.
No, we checked in yesterday after
I don't know.
we left Linden.
Oh, we did.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we did. We did.
We don't even know what day it is.
Yesterday was it was just hop
Boring.
on the road and get the 20 miles to the hotel.
What was yesterday's song of the day?
Song of the day?
Yeah.
I'm on a vacation.
Oh no, that's
No.
the song for every day.
The song's in my head.
No. Oh come on. Walking 9 to 5.
Oh yeah, walking 9 to 5. That's right, because we left at 5.
We
or
left at
9.
5 and walked to 9.
No,
I
left at 9.
Whatever.
Left at 5.
This is kind of how this is new normal now. Yeah.
So
and-
we're walking 95 just away.
and we didn't. There was not much out there yesterday.
No.
We stopped at a nice old couple and sat under their carport for a while. They had mandarin oranges.
Yeah, pots.
Yeah, and little food, and there was a couple other little stops, but otherwise it was basically a 16-mile walk with nothing to it yesterday. So,
Yeah.
But the weather was good. It did rain on us pretty good in the morning.
And there was a gas station that we stopped at that everybody was excited about because they're normally closed, we actually had like 40 minutes before they closed up to go to church.
Yes. Yeah. So
So-
if you don't get there early enough, they close the convenience stores until church is over, and then they come back again. So, and then we made a beeline for the hotel. Actually got there at 5.
We got some clothes at the dollar
Oh, yeah.
store so we could wash our clothes and sleep in clean clothes. That
Yeah,
was
we had
nice.
temporary clothes that we wore last night and then left in the hotel this morning. I was going to be good while she went shopping. I was going to walk down to the Hardee's and get us some dinner, which was past the hotel, and come back. I got to the Hardee's, they were closed. Then I had to walk another quarter mile, and finally I got to McDonald's. So I walked an extra mile last night just to get us food. Made me sour, but the quarter pounder was good.
Yes.
So.
Abby, I see you're watching. I was thinking of you last night in my clothes.
There's Mark Kemp. We weren't paying attention to who was watching.
Hi,
so
Michelle.
anyway, anyways, yeah, we went to bed at 6 o'clock last night. I think is what we decided.
No, we were going. Well, it was 6. Maybe it was 7.
Yeah,
Because we had to crunch
no,
numbers
6.
for an
Oh.
hour.
We reevaluated the plan 100 times, but we got it was around 6, I think. We
I think so,
finally
too.
tried to get to sleep.
Yeah,
Of course, the
6.
doors are so thin there at the great Regency Inn that I could hear the people talking on the phone in the room next door. We think it's an extended stay hotel. I don't know what they were doing. But so it was hard to go to sleep with it light out and the neighbors next door.
It
She
was
didn't
with the
have.
light out. I had to roll over.
I had to get up at 9 o'clock and crank the air conditioner way down so it would keep running the whole time, just so I didn't hear the neighbors. And then I woke up at 12:30 and realized I had 2 blisters on my feet, so I took care of that. And you woke up willingly at 1:30. No,
2:30.
2:30, something
We left
like that.
half hour earlier than what we planned.
Yeah, we were out the door at 3:45 this morning. We've walked. We've hit a couple Road Angel stations. I had 2 Reese's Buttercups for breakfast, and what else? Somewhere else. Oh, and I had a granola bar or cereal bar. Oh, the other. I don't know. They all
Yeah,
run together.
cereal bar.
Oh, here comes another runner. Or no?
Going
Oh.
across. Why are they on that side of the road?
I don't know.
And why are
And
they
why
actually
are
running?
they waving at everybody? Yeah, what's going on? I don't know. Anyways, we're not going to tell you or show you all. You can't see it, right?
no, 'cause-
Oh, wait a minute. That's me. I'm looking over there. Hold on here. Oh, jeez. You can kind of see back there.
I wonder who that is.
Oh, she's going to see the dog or something.
Oh.
There's been a dog out in the road. I don't know. People have been stopping, but
Oh, she's trying to get him to go home.
we might have dinner after all. Anyway, so we stopped at this Angel station to check in and see how things were.
It's time for a rest anyway.
Yeah, we're going to take a little rest, and then we're going to push on up next to Hampshire at mile 163.
See,
Oh,
look,
now
they-
she just fell down on her face when the dog
goodness.
tripped her. He
So they always
literally-
leave these books that we sign.
Yes, 8 stations. Those people always
Yeah.
like to know who stopped to see them because then they like to follow and see how everybody
It's really
made the
neat.
results. So, boy, she took a tumble. Not too mad y'all missed it, but okay. Yeah. So, anyways, Hampshire today, and then try to go through Columbia, Tennessee tonight. Maybe get just beyond that, and then tomorrow will be mile 200. So,
Yeah.
and then the countdown really gets in gear. So. Okay, she's either going down the road, seeing them, going to pee in the woods. I don't know. Anyways, anything else we need to tell them?
No.
Okay, we'll try. It actually ought to work out to check in tonight. I think we'll have decent cell service. So you all have a good day. We're just going to keep continuing this vacation without a car. See, that's what it did to me the other night. Let's try.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Oh, we are live. I don't know when it started. Okay, we're
might be
trying this again.
sideways.
We're sitting at a school in Columbia. I almost said North Dakota, but I don't know.
We're in Tennessee.
Tennessee. It's 7 o'clock Monday, and we snuck over here by a school. We're going to try to get a little bit of rest. And I was on their Wi-Fi, but it was being flaky with Facebook. So we are at basically 174 miles in. So we stayed in the hotel last night at mile 144, and so we got out of the room at a little before 3 this morning. So we've been
Been at it
What's
for
that
a
now?
while.
Yeah, so 30 miles we put in since 2:45 this morning. 26 of that goes to credit for today because check-in being 7:30. So.
Yes, I gotta have that. It was kind of an uneventful day. It seems like the drama has settled down, so that's good.
We did get loopy a little bit this morning. Everything was funny.
Yes.
Usually about us trying to do math.
Math. we already did the math last night.
Yeah, and then we had to redo the math, and we'll
Yes.
probably do the math when we're done with this.
Yeah.
We
did
no,
Go ahead. We did get to stop at an aid station that had couches and pillows and
Wi-Fi, and she had snacks in there,
Yeah.
and waters, and I had Mandarin flavored orange or water, Mandarin orange water, and we spent a little over an hour there today.
got catnap in.
Yeah. Otherwise, other than since 2:45, we have been basically walking the whole time. We took that break. We took a few other little 15-minute breaks, and we just ate some dinner at Old Glory Restaurant, where I had meatloaf and she had chicken fried steak. So
It was delicious.
good. Yeah. So otherwise, it was just basically a day of walking. But we did pass the halfway point. We're at 174 now, thinking that we're at 174. Thinking that we may try to push through until 187 overnight, which gives us another half marathon to do yet today. But that's where the elite of the elite aid stations are.
Yes, the nut house.
They even have installed an outdoor toilet, a
And
flushable
shower.
one, and
Yeah.
shower for the runners. They partition it off in their yard. She makes they were just saying,
Chicken
bacon, egg,
salad.
and cheese biscuits, and chicken salad, and they treat all the runners right. Cots and stuff for everybody to sleep on, a tent. So we're thinking that might be a good place to try to go overnight. 13 miles sounds easy, and usually you could run that in a couple hours, but we're thinking that's a pretty robust goal for the next 12 hours, considering we're going to have to get some sleep at some point. And but the weather's beautiful right now. It's probably mid 70s. We got a nice breeze right here.
Yeah.
So
It's a good time. And it's
it's
going to
time
warm
to
up
push.
tomorrow a little bit. Still
Yeah.
a high of 83.
yeah.
But I don't think we'll have the cloud cover that we've had, so we might slow down. But we're going to hit 200 tomorrow, won't we?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
we
we'll
should.
hit
Our
200.
goal is ultimately to hit mile 200 tomorrow, and unless something goes wrong, we really should hit mile 214
And then
tomorrow.
that real countdown
which
begins.
means, then we can start counting down because we got less than 100 miles to go. So it's when you think about it, individual steps, it's going very slow, but
Yeah.
compiled together, it's really going pretty fast. I mean, it's all the days blur together out here, but it's a little hard to believe we've been trudging along for four and a half continuous days.
Yeah. Let's not think about it too much.
I did get 4 hours of sleep last night, so
So you should be
I
good
think
for like a
that's what
week.
get it. Yeah, I've had 7 hours of sleep since we started this thing 4 days ago. I think I've rested some, but anyway, what else did we forget? We posted that we saw King Bob.
Yeah.
There's like 5 runners done. We don't know yet. All right,
I don't
think we
them.
know how many are done.
Yeah.
24 have dropped, so they've got a pretty good hit on the field. But you're starting to get to the point of the race where not many people drop. If you can make it, the further you can make it, the more likelihood you can go a while. So
Get your problems figured out.
yeah, and we took a long nap yesterday, so that's given us more advantage for today. And I don't know, we don't know where we're at in the field. We're in the back half, but
It
the
doesn't
front half of the
matter.
back half. But all we want to do is finish the damn thing. Oh.
Yep.
Anyways,
That's
I
all
don't
we
know.
have, I think. It was pretty uneventful.
Yeah, kind of an uneventful day. Hopefully tomorrow we'll hit some more milestones, and
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll update tomorrow morning from the nut house if we can. So I've been not paying attention to anything anybody said, and we got it on the side. Oh, we're better than the news. That's good. Thanks,
That is
Mary.
good.
Yes. Oh, and Rob's proud of us.
Oh, Rob.
Rob, I need a loan so we can get back home. We're not actually spending much. Everyone today, this was our first real meal tonight. We decided in 2 days. I mean, we've had some food, but mainly it's provided for us here
Yeah.
almost. We
Snacks.
stopped in the convenience stores, but today we loaded up on granola bars, and I don't know, it all runs together.
Yeah.
We paid $8. It seems like we ate a lot, but
We're not hungry.
yeah. They're
Actually,
treating us
this
well.
morning at we were a couple miles in.
Oh, yeah.
We were just
Where was
talking about being hungry. Literally looked over and there was a cooler.
Yeah, and
It
it had
was
like
so
Reese's
awesome.
Pieces in it.
It
Yeah,
was
that was my
awesome.
Reese's Pieces
Yeah.
breakfast and whatever else. I don't even know what all I've eaten today. So
Oh, well, we hit some big hills today. The first time we've had any significant downhill. That really kind of
yeah, it was pretty
wore
tricky.
our bodies a little differently.
Yeah, it's been a lot of different terrain down here.
Yeah.
So,
So
but
we're
we're starting to hit the mountainous
Yeah.
portions too. So
That'll be fun.
okay, unless you got something else, we're gonna sign off because we're gonna try to get some rest before we push on for another 13 miles yet. So you all rest easy in your air conditioning. And all.
You're soft, man. We're sleep on a picnic table.
That's right. We're going to try to get a nap on a picnic table at a school and hope nobody comes after us. So, Okay, that's all we're gonna do.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
No.
Oh my Atlanta. Is it
There we
live?
go. I think we're live. Yeah, I just got to the hotel room.
Oh my
I
god.
have tiny hands. Oh. Yeah, we're having trouble with the cell service.
Uh-oh.
Let me turn off the Wi-Fi. Okay, now there we go.
What is going on here?
It is. I don't know what time it is. 12:15.
12:17
12:17.
PM.
We literally
Central.
literally just walked into our palatial estate at the
One
Celebration
star.
Inn. 1 star. It is a sufficient hotel with
Straightforward hotel.
Straightforward hotel with necessary services or something.
Yes.
So we just literally walked in here, going to try to grab a few hours sleep, but we just hit a gas station on the way. It's getting warm up. So we've got
This is our diet.
today's lunch mine is Miller Lite. It's gas station chicken tenders. Ooh, they're hot.
They were fresh out of the
Oh,
Duda.
and some potato wedges for carbs. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Now, you want to know why we have to get a hotel room at noon?
It's been a wild,
So,
whatever many hours.
yeah. So yesterday at our last visit, we said, oh, it was pretty uneventful, right? And everything was kind of a boring report, although we, I guess, rambled on for a long time.
Start that. I'm going to go rinse my shirt.
Okay.
Ow.
Anyway, so I guess the Vol State gods said, ha 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 ha, there will be no uneventful days at Vol State. Let me show you. So we decided, we were looking at the map and we decided we were going to push through and get to the Nut House aid station. Now the Nut House their last name is Nut, so it's not a play on words, but they do this amazing aid station for us. They have cots, they have hammocks, they have tons of food. They built the outdoor bathroom for the vault. I assume for the
I
vault.
posted a picture of it this morning.
Yeah. So anyway, so we pushed through to get to there, and we got there 3:30. I think 3:30.
3:30 in the morning.
The plan was to get 4 hours of sleep. I was dying for a hammock, and so I'm like, all I want's a hammock. Need a hammock. So we roll up, and of course people are there. There's a hammock. Oh, that's fantastic. So I walk over the hammock. I drop my pack. I completely just unload everything, take my shoes and socks off, just drop them on the ground. Because, I've got 3 to 4 hours of sleep I got to get. And, stuff's thrown, everything. It doesn't matter. It's one of those camping hammocks. You get in there, it goes, kind of wraps around you. So I was like, oh, this is fantastic. But I could feel like the cool air. Now, mind you, I spent months planning for the heat of Vol State. And I'm freaking cold. So
It was like 70 degrees and it had been raining, and even though there's humidity, the breeze just made it cool.
So I was really trying not to be grumpy, because if anybody knows me, they know I don't like to be cold. Anyway, so I'm like, but Scott had given me this emergency space blanket. I had my little other blanket and I had a towel. So I was like, okay, I got this under control. But of course, stuff just thrown everywhere because I just needed to get into the hammock. So I get in the hammock, the cool air is breezing on my back, and I'm like, seriously, I'm cold. Oh my God, I'm cold. So I got myself situated, and I wasn't cold. And then it started raining. Are you kidding me?
Oh, shit.
It started raining. I'm wrapped up in this hammock, and I'm like, it's raining. I have pushed for hours to get here so I can sleep, and it's raining.
At like 4:15. We hadn't been there an hour, I don't think.
No, not even an hour. So I get up to grab my shoes, and I'm thinking, well, at least I'll keep my shoes dry. So I put it in the hammock with me. I'm like, it's light. It'll be okay. It'll pass. Because, of course, nothing was on the radar.
I posted the picture of the radar at the time it was raining. We were the one spot.
Nothing. And so it's raining. But, so I'm like not moving, right? So I got myself envelopes. The little drops are getting in. Well, then enough had accumulated. Then it goes swoosh on me, and I'm soaked. And now I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I'm cold and wet in my 4-hour time allotment for sleep. I about lost my mind. But I laid there still, optimistic that it was going to pass. And then it rained harder. And Scott's over under the canopy, I guess, in a chair.
I was in a lounge chair.
Yeah, because they had campus. And this is probably, 20 feet away?
Yeah.
And there was a girl in a
chair next to you, or I don't know. Anyway, there's another girl there. I pick up my stuff. I pick up like half my stuff. I stomp over. I throw it on the ground like a 2-year-old throwing a fit, and tears start coming out. And I'm like, oh, I want is sleep. I was like, I don't even know what to do. And I didn't know if I got my socks or anything. So I had to make another trip over in the rain.
I've dealt with a lot of drama in 5 days.
That was the first time with tears, though. Anyway, so he gives me the lounge chair, and he's like, just stay warm. I'm trying to stay warm. Well, no, because there's a breeze, which would be fantastic if it was hot, like it's supposed to be. I'm cold. I'm shivering. I'm shaking. Oh, my God. In the rain. It just kept raining.
And I'm trying to doze in a regular lawn chair. Like,
I mean, it was
humped over
mess.
like an old man.
And so, anyway, I'm not sleeping. So Scott never sleeps. I sit up, so I'm like,
I'll sleep when this race is over.
I'm like, screw this. Let's just go. This is what's going on in my head. And I look over and he's asleep. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? No, I'm just here. Wait for him to sleep. Because I can't wake him up because he has been such a babysitter. I'm so high maintenance. I had no idea I was going to be so high maintenance. But anyway.
I've squeezed out 8 hours of sleep during this 5 days. I'm fine. I'll be fine. I'm only walking in oncoming traffic.
Oh my gosh, I was just pitched a fit. I was so mad. And I'm like, I have a 4-hour window to sleep and it rains on my hammock. So anyway, the sun comes up and the roosters start roostering. Roostering, whatever they do. I'm thinking if I was asleep and that thing woke me up, I would be so angry, but good thing I'm already awake and grumpy. So we get together, and the girl next to us, she's all been out of shape too.
Oh, she's about crying too.
Yeah, she was in the struggle bus too, and her husband's a meteorologist. Meteorologist. So she was messaging him. He's like, "No, it's not raining there." She's like, it is raining here." Anyway, there was an emotional shitstorm last night. So we get up and head out at what? 6:30, I think, because we had planned to leave about 7:30.
Yeah, I think we got an hour under our belt.
And somehow we got almost 16 miles in. Well, Ray is a good distraction.
Yeah, and I think I posted that we didn't get to do an earlier live because we were talking to Ray, and Ray never stops talking.
He doesn't.
I mean,
I don't know how stories flow together.
But the time flies like you wouldn't believe. He knew every year of grade school with detail. It was great. It was great.
It was a very good distraction.
Yeah.
But I didn't take my breaks like I normally do. But the good news is my legs don't hurt. What's interesting, like my first meltdown, which was more of a physical meltdown, was the second night. I mean, I thought my body was going to fall apart. I didn't think I was going to be able to walk the next day. 6 hours of sleep, I was a new person. Emotionally, I was borderline. I didn't cry though. And so we learned that 6 hours of sleep can work miracles. So to not get the sleep last night was very traumatic for me because my legs were hurting. But they've hurt less each day, which is weird. So it's like the body's adapting, I guess. The feet are not adapting.
Yeah.
They still hurt.
With the exception of, a little hour nap yesterday and maybe some dozing here and there, we haven't slept since 2:30
There was no
yesterday
sleeping
morning.
in the park because of the mosquitoes.
Yeah, the bugs were eating us alive last night, and it's just,
So if you try to sleep on a picnic table, make sure you have lots of bug spray. Because whatever, they like to eat you.
But anybody can do this race. But it's more psychological than physical. I mean, come on. And if you can walk around the block, you can do this race because all it is walking. You just got to be mentally prepared for everything to go haywire.
And I was thinking yesterday, I was like, I don't know what the drama is. I mean, today was great. I think we got everything figured out. We can cruise through the next 5 days. No big deal. I was so wrong. I can't even tell you how wrong I was. So anyway, so we made here. We're going to, give 3 hours?
We're going to get 3 or 4 hours rest here. That'll get us, we'll get out the door here at 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And then one way or another, we'll push at least another 20 miles tonight. I think is kind of on the minimum we need tonight to stay where we're at. So, but we've got 14 hours to do that. So,
It sounds easy enough, doesn't it?
Especially if you're a runner. It sounds good. Oh, I got to do 20 miles in 14 hours.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then when it comes 7:30, we start all over, do it all over again tomorrow. So, but
what was funny too, we were walking through Columbia nothing on the radar.
Oh.
And we start heading out of town, and it rains. Just like out of nowhere. And it wasn't just a light mist. It was a pretty sizable downpour.
Pretty good, yeah.
So we get stuck in the rain again. This rain is irritating me.
But we did pass halfway today.
No, we passed halfway yesterday.
Okay, yesterday, whatever. We
passed
passed 200
200
today. We're now at 202, so another half marathon, and we'll be under 100 miles to go. So we both feel like that's really psychological, because we can get below 100 miles. Our math becomes a lot easier. I think we've made allusions to how our math works around here. But
At least Ray prevented math today.
I got a lot of math to catch up on. Oh, we are gonna, yeah. And let me tell you, we are at the point where you just say the wrong thing and we go completely off the rails. I mean, we are trash kind of,
It's stupid.
although we've decided that if we would start doing what was meth, we could stay up a lot longer periods of time. And Alicia would do a lot better in this race on meth because she'd go 4 days without sleeping. We'd hammer out those miles and be done.
That's right.
We'd probably be on our way home by now if we wanted.
Yeah, so this morning I decided, screw it, I'm pissed off. I'm going to start drinking caffeine. I'm just going to finish this race with no rest.
And it may come to that.
The only
than
caffeine
today.
I've had really is that coffee we had a couple days ago,
Yeah.
which is
And-
weird. But
And we bought the big beers at the convenience store a while ago with the chicken tenders and all because
It's
it
supposed
might help. It's got good carbs and all, and might help us try to get a little bit of sleep. So,
anyway,
Uh,
so sorry you guys are missing all the excitement.
yeah, it's fun. We're in a $50 hotel. Come on. That we get we're buying it by the hour. It's bizarre.
Because they have to have it open for the next runners that come
Yeah,
through.
yeah. He basically, when we check in, he asked me what time I think we're going to leave because they want to go ahead and be ready to tell somebody else that's arriving in 5 hours that they'll have the room clean for them. So,
It's the most bizarre thing you'll ever see.
we were talking today about how much bacteria we probably eat. We haven't washed our hands in days. You go to the bathroom alongside the road, and then hey, you want to share this beef jerky with me? Well, sure. Oh,
Scott Page just put my shoe on the table to prop this camera up
yeah, the camera.
that we're
yeah,
eating off of. I was appalled.
It doesn't, yeah.
I would do that, but he
We
wouldn't.
are living our own filth. We're at the point where you can smell yourself, and even if you shower, it doesn't do you much good. We're not even going to shower here. We don't have any other clothes. It's just leave the running clothes on and lay down. Hope you can sleep.
Yeah. So anyway, that was our drama yesterday. The Ball State gods do not allow for no drama. It hit hard yesterday. But
There's been a lot of drama.
to make me feel better about myself, I was sitting outside waiting, and this girl comes out, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" She said, "Oh, I'm doing all right." I said, "How long are you staying?" She said, "Probably 7 or 8 hours." So, so she asked how long we were staying. I said, "Maybe 3 hours." I said, I go get some sleep. I said, I threw my first emotional tantrum last night at the nut house because of the rain. She goes, "Really? You've only had one?" She goes, "I've had at least 2. So, got that going for me.
And one thing we have learned on this is every issue that has been problematic that Alicia has dealt with or encountered, everybody else. Oh, you had blisters? Yeah, well, I had
I got
blisters too.
blisters.
Yeah, they can one up you. I had more blisters than you. You only had one breakdown? Well, we had 2. It's only the same.
It keeps me in perspective.
Yeah, and one of Laz's posts that I think we shared earlier, I guess he's probably got one today I've never shared, but he said that 100 runners out here are fighting 100 different battles.
I have like 50 myself.
And I was like perfect for 4 days, but I'm getting,
Now he's starting to have
But
some
my left foot is really starting to bother me, a little bit swollen. I've probably got 2 or 3 blisters. I popped them this morning and taped my feet, but I feel a little bit of an issue coming back. I got to address here before we try to lay down, but I don't know. It is what it is.
I can't even tell you how tired I am. I'll
Well,
show
we've
my
reached
feet
a
up.
point where I don't think you know you're tired. It's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I almost feel permanently hungover or like you don't get enough sleep or whatever that is.
So the question of the day is, am I psychologically do I have to have sleep or can I manage on just rest?
Yeah, I've been trying to have her pick her brain as to does she really need the sleep or does she just think she needs the sleep? Because there is a difference. And maybe sometimes laying down and resting your eyes, but not going to sleep is perfectly fine and it's acceptable.
We're going to find out.
It works for me so far.
I don't know how, but maybe I'm going to come home a new person.
And I think this is the first time we've addressed it, but so far, every day this week, or whatever, today's Sunday, so We also don't know what day it is. Every day has a theme.
Yeah.
Yesterday was hold my water or hold my beer, whatever.
Hold my Gatorade.
Hold my Gatorade. Because I said that to Alicia about 20 times yesterday. Hold my Gatorade, but I'd take care of something. But then, as an allusion to hold my beer, this is going to be even stupider. Every day seems to get a little more stupid.
I really hope not. I hope this is the worst, but I'm afraid to say that.
112 miles of life experience. This is all we have left. And we basically, other than Ray, we hardly ever saw anybody today in however many hours on the road. We passed a couple people coming out of the aid station this morning. And we met 2 people when we got into the hotel. I guess we saw 2 more further down the road. But
They passed us last night.
yeah, so we're all on this yo-yo schedule where, you know, we're probably with 20 other people, as you can tell from the tracking sheet, but you never see anybody. You're just out walking alongside the road.
But tell you what, Ray's a storyteller. He was a good distraction.
Ray is a heck of an entertainment. So.
There were some fascinating people here. Like,
oh, yeah. There are lots of people that are very well educated, very accomplished runners. There's a certain level of people that attracts, which is probably why we're here.
That's why we're here, literally.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I
will divulge more when this is over because I can't jinx the next few days.
Yeah.
There's some things I just got to keep my mouth shut about. I'm holding on by a thread. Hopefully it's a yarn by the time we get a nap.
But her feet haven't gotten any worse.
No.
I mean, we have really reached that point where things don't get worse. I mean,
that's true. And actually, my legs have gotten better each day. It's just my feet that hurt today. My legs were hurting. I want to say Tuesday night because I feel like we started on Monday. So it was Friday night, like shooting pains every step I took. And then the next day, it was like, oh, it wasn't so bad. And then like today, it's not even my legs. It's just my feet.
Yeah. Yeah, last night I thought I was missing a foot. I just could not feel any part of it. So.
And he fell in a big fat mud puddle.
Oh, I stepped in a mud puddle, must have been 2 inches deep coming out of Columbia. And
After just changed his socks.
My foot was soaked. I mean, and I was just trying to battle blisters. Yeah, I just put new socks on, so.
Anyway.
Okay, I don't know. We probably will be all business this evening since this update's so late. We'll see if we can't get I don't know, we might hop on when we start out, or we might wait till tomorrow. And then
Hopefully
tomorrow
we have nothing to report.
Tomorrow may go off the rails and we'll do it some other time later. I don't know.
It's been a crazy ride for the last 12 hours or so.
But first, before we let them go, let's do some math.
Math.
Oh my God.
Ball State math is really hard.
Oh, it's hard when you've got 12-hour check-ins and 314 miles and nothing divides easily. And
No, it doesn't.
your pace is odd. So
anyway.
Okay, and as a reminder, we're raising money. So if we're entertaining you,
We've got to be somewhat entertaining.
Reimburse Wonderland Camp for the fun you're having.
That's right.
All right,
we'll
anything else?
talk to
We got to go get resting.
Yeah.
All right, later.
Bye-bye.
Oh, we're live. Hey, guys. I forget what time it was.
9:43.
9:43. Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Gosh, it's terrible over there. These names, whatever days it is. We are in downtown Wartrace, Tennessee, sitting at a gazebo by the railroad tracks.
It's a really quaint little place.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. We'd show you pictures, but I don't want to pick anything up.
Yeah.
We were a little bit late with today's update because Alicia was passed out at a gas station. This is the first time she'd done that that didn't involve alcohol.
I was so tired. We were walking in. I was like, I'm struggling. So we went to the gas station. They had tables, so I sat down, and in about 60 seconds, I was asleep.
And she probably slept close to 30 minutes. And now she's got her second win.
That's
So
right.
we are at mile 233, basically. Got a 10-mile walk now to get to Whispering Oaks Campground. Going to hang out there for a few hours, at least 3 hours probably, and try to get a little bit of sleep, and then hopefully move on to Manchester overnight, or close. No, we ought to easily get to Manchester overnight, and that will put us to only 100K to go. So it's slimming down. Only 81 miles to go right now. So we thought about running it in, but we didn't want to show off too much.
Right. So yesterday, what did we do last night?
Yesterday, we checked in. We were intending to get 2 or 3 hours of sleep at the hotel. We both woke up after 1 hour, so we're fine. Got ready and headed out. And we're at least an hour ahead of schedule. Walked from Lewisburg,
part of the way we found a road angel station.
It was really
It was
comfy.
reported to have beer, but they were already out by the time we got there. But they had everything from, I posted a picture of, I got new socks, which I've already thrown away because they're thin. I just wanted to wear something lighter one day. But they had, I don't know, all sorts of food.
Yeah,
and
food,
first
drinks,
aid
but
and drinks.
It was
and,
just really comfortable. It was nice breeze, nice
cotton
chairs.
food chairs.
Yeah.
A guy that had gotten pulled off the race came by and visited. A couple other guys came up and mentioned. We were seeing a few people. So it was a nice evening. Then we walked on. I don't remember how far we covered last night. 14 miles or something.
I think so.
It all
And-
blurs together.
And then we took a nap.
Oh,
at
yeah.
Dollar General,
Outside of
Shelbyville.
Shelbyville in Bedford, Tennessee. We just strolled up to the front of the Dollar General, right next to the ice machine, threw down a towel, and laid there for about 3 hours, I think.
And we found out there was 2 other people that were on the other side of the ice machine.
Yeah. And the sheriff came and visited with them, but left us laying out in front, I guess. But it was almost cold. We had the emergency blankets and needed them. It's getting, well, it's
was
not
windy.
Yeah, I mean it's windy and it's so humid here. It just feels kind of cold and damp at night. So, but we survived with a little bit of sleep. Got up, walked into Shelbyville this morning. Hit a convenience store where all the bathrooms are locked in the mornings. We're assuming it's because people go in there and use drugs. So we sat on the front step
Yeah.
and ate our food.
We were advised not to spend
Yeah.
a lot of time in
You
Shelbyville.
don't spend a lot of time in Shelbyville. The Magnolia Inn still rents the rooms by the hour. But a few people have stayed there this year because they're in desperate situations and they live to tell the story. Gosh, we're at that point. I don't remember where we went from Shelbyville. Here, I guess here. That's
Yeah.
just 10 miles.
It was slow go this morning.
Well, it started off nice, but
Yeah.
it slowed down.
An unexpected nap.
But the goal now is to get to the Whispering Oak campgrounds. They've got apparently some cots and stuff set up and a wide variety of food and all. And that'll kind of be our main stop for today. And then we'll see how many, we should need 4 more miles before our 7:30 check-in. So we'll try to plan that appropriately. And we'll be at 247 miles by tomorrow morning if we're on schedule. And then that puts us at like 264 the next day. Not that I've calculated this all. 281 the next time period.
Yeah.
We're still trying to shoot for. We want to finish during the daylight hours because the photographic opportunities are better and it's just easier to see. And good morning.
Good morning.
It's sometime.
5:45?
5:45.
5:29.
Okay, 5:30 Friday morning.
No,
We are.
Thursday.
Oh, 30. It's some day, sometime. Look at that. Boy, it even looks better in the camera. So we thought we would stop and go ahead and do an update since we didn't get one done last night.
We trashed last night. Not drunk trash, like.
Some of us are more trash than others.
We decided to stay the night in a hotel
Yeah.
and get some sleep, and it was all I could do to get there. So, anyway, it was a good thing. And
Yeah.
got some pizza and got some sleep.
Yeah. Got to bed at 10:20ish, and Alicia woke me up at 2:30 because my alarm didn't go off. Oh my gosh, I was relying on her. But so we got 4 hours of sleep, out the door at 3:15. So we've been walking a couple hours. We've already gotten 7 miles in. We're at what do we say total? 250? No, we'd be at, I don't know. We don't know where we're at. We're on 260, I think. So
Yeah.
we've got 55 miles to go. Still looking like we'll probably finish tomorrow evening. Depends on the heat today and tomorrow, and how much we can go without sleep tonight, and forward through there.
Apparently, you can go without sleep for a while, but not forever.
Not indefinitely.
Because when you sit down at a gas station, you'll go to sleep if you need to.
Let's see. We updated after that, didn't
Yeah,
we?
we
So
did.
yeah, after Alicia sleeping yesterday, we left War Trace, walked seemingly forever, found an aid station out in the middle of some people's yard. They'd set up chairs, had a bunch of drinks, food, first aid.
Nice
there
blankets on
there
the
was
ground.
nobody else there, so we decided to crash there on the grass or on the blankets, and probably spent a couple hours resting.
It was really nice.
Yeah. Got up, walked into the Whispering Oaks campground that I posted a picture of. It was about, 70 miles to go.
Yep.
And it was a true campground. They had showers,
toilets. They've let us make sandwiches. They had a swimming pool for people, but we'd already taken an extended rest, so we just ate a sandwich and probably hung around there for half an hour, I think.
We
And then-
decided to get a hotel, and
Yeah.
it was 8 miles away.
Yeah, trudged our way down, stopped at Walgreens. I bought new insoles for my shoes because my feet are just getting torn up at this point. We had to buy more butt paste because with the heat coming up, the butt rubbing is going a lot heavier than it was.
That was bad
Yeah,
yesterday.
just odds and ends. And then, so yeah, the new plan was to take a break last night, run or rest as best we could. And then today it's just going to be, Alicia's so excited, but it's going to be constant math. We're just going to, how far have we gotten? How far can we go? We'd still kind of, ultimately like to finish tomorrow as early as we can. But, if things go off the rails,
We've both been.
we're going to finish.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when. And it doesn't really matter because the ultimate goal is to finish.
Yeah.
But the sooner we finish, the sooner we can stop walking and the
Yeah.
sooner we can get home and
All that good stuff.
resume our normal life with you average people who we encounter all the time that we tolerate. So, but anyways, the sun is coming up and it looked like a nice.
It's really pretty.
You can kind of see what we're dealing with here. So it is a nice distraction. And then, of course, road as far as you can see that way, and road as far as you can see down that way behind us. So it's nice view, but it won't be nice in a few hours when the heat's baking down because there's no shade whatsoever.
Nope.
So anyways, we'll hopefully have enough energy to live tonight
Yeah,
and
last
then
night
get
was
an
awful.
update. Maybe again yet tomorrow morning. We assume and don't believe there's much cell service up at the finish of the race. So I probably, that probably won't be able to be live. Plus that'll be confusion, but we'll get pictures and stuff. But we're putting the cart
Video.
before the horse there. So, and I'm sure we have a ton of stories, but we can't think of them now because we got some walking to do. So
These boots were made for walking, I
that's
guess.
right. So let's go walking. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye. There it is. We're back with a special encore episode. What's the high demand? Whatever.
I don't know.
Ouch.
Again, no, oblivious to what time it is. 12:04. We are at the top of Mont Eagle. I don't
No, we're
remember.
in Mont Eagle.
We're in Mont Eagle.
It was a climb,
3.3 miles, all hillside. So Gary, you would
Side.
love to run it.
It was beautiful, actually.
Yeah, it's Thunder Mountain times 3 or whatever.
No, that's half a mile up.
Oh yeah, well, whatever,
So,
man. Do the math
say-
yourself.
do the
Y'all
math.
have assignment.
Yeah. We're out here.
We're at mile marker 274 in, so we
so
only
that
got
is
40
miles.
Knocked another 10 off, so we're hammering them home now. Gonna hunker down for just a little while here and wait for the hottest weather of the day to pass. We're currently sitting outside of CVS. I've got my foot on a bag of ice.
Alicia had to go
Yeah,
visit
Alicia.
the pharmacist because she has a bad case of chafing that needs addressed. And so instead of trying to figure it out myself, I went and talked to the pharmacist. So addressing that out here in the parking lot too. So you should
found
see
a-
we've got quite the setup here.
We found a CVS at the time we needed it. So.
Yes.
And now we've got this big giant bottle of powder we could carry around, but
But we're not,
we'll leave it for somebody.
because I think there'll be other chafing going around.
So we left it, have we done a video? We did at some
Yeah.
point this morning, yeah. So after we did the live this morning, we found an aid station probably 7 miles from here, and those people have done it for 4 years. We posted the picture with the beer. They have cots, they have fans, they rent a porta potty for, you can charge your phones. There's a refrigerator there. We had what do they call snackable things?
Yeah.
Snackables?
Lunchables.
Lunchables, yeah.
Lunchables.
Lunchables, beer, beef jerky,
Beer,
soda,
Sundrop,
water.
Sundrop cake.
Sundrop cakes. You made them homemade cake they
Uh-huh.
made for people. It just had everything imaginable. Guy came out and visited for a while. Nice chairs to
Yeah.
sit on. But so, anyways, we hung out there. But otherwise, I guess we didn't need an angel station anywhere. So we've been pretty much on our own all day.
Yeah. But on the way there, my buddy, mathematician Sky, was calculating, of course, our finish time again, and he decided he needed to figure out how to motivate me. Well, he decided that I have a break bank. Yeah, a break bank. So I have so many hours that we can break. And so when we sat at the
it's going to be a new kind of form of financial institution. At the point we were at 50 miles left, we had, I don't remember how many hours it was now, 36 or something. So I calculated the
11
pace.
hours of break between now and the finish.
To finish by tomorrow night at 7:30, we needed a pace of 43 minutes per mile. So we've been walking somewhere around 20 to 30 minutes a mile. So anyways, if we would walk consistently, I can tell this is how our discussions go. Anyways, she can take breaks for 11 hours the rest of the time and walk at a consistent pace, and we can finish at 7:30. So you keep track of the time we stop, and it takes away the break bank. But if you walk a faster mile than expected, then you add to the break bank. And, I don't know, certain incentives create the break bank to add interest. I don't know what even happened that because I'm.
Anyway, so we were sitting there, and he's like, "You get 1 hour out of the break bank."
Yeah.
So we only get to stay at the aid station for an hour.
An hour, yes. And we really didn't take much of a break the rest of the way. We did, I guess, up here. So there's probably, although we walked faster than we expected, so I need to recalculate for the break bank. But we've got somewhere around 10 more hours we could rest and finish at 7:30 tomorrow night. But we want to finish earlier. That's kind of not our drop. We'll take any.
We're just gonna finish
we can. But we prefer before it turns dark tomorrow night, because then we can grab a hotel room Friday night, get some rest, and get ourselves back home on Saturday in this charade where we act like we enjoy each other's company.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Alicia's learned and don't ask me what's on my mind, because I will tell her.
No, don't ask. There was answers I was like, oh, okay.
I gotta move. Our ice is melting there. I was almost getting myself wet. Anyways, we thought this would be a natural progression for a place to touch base. We're gonna go try to grab some lunch here in a minute, because we have about 3 miles to the next town of Statee City, and then we enter a period of about 16 miles where there's more or less no services. There could be some Angel stations where somebody sets some water out or something. So we've got a long haul after the next town. But once we get through that, we'll be we're sniffing this. We're
40 miles.
We're just a marathon from the hotel room we stayed at last Tuesday. So once we get there, it's the home stretch. So
yep.
Just a marathon and a half to go and change. So.
Piece of cake. Unless it's 150 degrees of climbing the sides of mountains. Yeah. So anyway.
Or if we have more beer at 8 a.m. tomorrow, it may be slower. So.
That's all we have.
That's it. We're going to get back to whatever it is we do around here. Bye. Hello from mile 286 outside of Statee City, Tennessee. We are certainly in the middle of nowhere here, more or less. Nothing back behind me. We decided to stop at an aid station. Don't know if you can see the entryway there. We have some pink flamingos outside. Road we came down there. But I'm going to show you a little bit where tonight's activities take. We got a tarp up. We got Alicia getting ready to crash already. If you can see down here, we got a couple coolers these people left out. There's some Snickers, water, there's some sodas. We got a tub over there that's got bags of chips, Ziploc bags. I don't know, we got a little bit of everything. You know, the people doing this left a note around that said to call or text if ice and stuff was missing. Yes, I'm struggling here because I'm going to just get down over this way. And this is the update. Because we are 28, so we decided, yes, 28 roughly 28 miles from the finish. The way we've got it divided in our mind now is we've got 14 miles to get back to the hotel we stayed at last Tuesday, and then 14 more miles from there to the finish. But there's no plans for tonight other than to survive. This quaint little bug-infested place will be our home for probably 2 hours. We're going to try to get a little nap in and see how it works.
Get some time off our feet.
And then we rest. Yeah. And then the plan is to go about another 9 miles. This is a fairly remote area. There's not a lot to see. A few houses every once in a while. And there's a Road Angel station about 9 miles down, a guy that's a friend of the race director, and he puts out cots and water and that kind of thing. And
another pit stop there.
Make another pit stop, stay there for a couple hours if we can. From there, it's 5 miles to the hotel. And the plan there is to check in with them at that point. The hotel works really well with everybody. And so we may even get a room, dump some stuff off in the hotel room, and then we'll head off to the finish for the other 14 miles. So we stayed on the 8.5 mile plan, or 8.5 day plan for almost all this race. We're going to, as much as we can tolerate, we're going to try to push a little harder here to go ahead and finish. And right now, if I was a betting man, I'm going to say it's 1:30 tomorrow afternoon.
It might be 11:45.
It might be 11:45. There's some wagering going on around here. We'll see. We may end up being a dead sprint for the final 10 miles. But anyways.
It's a big climb. It's up Sand Mountain, so
yeah,
it's not going to be a quick 14 miles.
No. I guess 8 of it's not bad, but then it finishes up pretty strong or solid.
So that's our game plan.
And today was non-eventful. We've been up since 3:15. We took a break of 1 hour, and then
we've been up since 2:30.
Yeah. Oh no! Yeah, you've already told everybody this terrible news. Never mind. Yeah, my alarm didn't get set, and I didn't wake up on time. So we talked about the Road Angel station, didn't we? Yeah, the people that had the porta potty. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we did the CVS Live. Yeah, and then we went on down and found a restaurant, and I had a very good Greek wrap, and you had some sort of
a fiesta wrap.
Yep. Hung out there for a couple hours. And then we pretty much just walked the whole entire way. We took a couple 15-minute breaks, I think. And
just walking.
That's it.
Just walking.
Walking 925. Okay. So that's about the extent. We may get a Facebook Live in tomorrow. Depends on when we're resting, when we're traveling, when we're trying to finish, how much of a push we try to make. But
we're close.
We're close. And remember, we're still accepting donations. That's part of the reason it's not really part of the reason we're doing it, but we're trying to make a benefit of doing it. So, and we do thank everybody that's donated already and all those that have donated not only online, but through other checks and stuff and other ways. And we've done a good job there, but it's never enough. So, anything else we need to say?
No.
We don't know anything. We're going to try to get a nap later.
I
think.
the sun's got okay.
Oh, we're finally here. We do need to turn around so everybody can see. But we are at the Blue Bridge. And that means 303 miles complete, only 11 to go. We'll see how long it takes us. Better figure on 30-minute miles because it's all falling apart at the seams as it gets closer. I can hardly walk. I have no feeling in one foot. I don't know. At least it's about the same. But let me show you what we're looking at right now, which is my hand. Thank you very much. There is the Blue Bridge. We'll walk across it. Second time to walk across Tennessee. I just called
River.
What Tennessee River? Now I'm back. Get that screwed up. Oh jeez, we're all delirious. I called Carl to give him the first notice. When we get another 6 miles up, we call and give them another notice, and they'll be waiting for us at the top. We actually have a big race going on, it appears, because 6 people checked in at the same location at 7:30. 2 of them being us. So we may have to outrun an older couple. And
that's been ahead of us the entire time.
And a couple 60-year-old guys. But, we figure we might be able to push them down if it comes worse. So there's not a lot to report. We did the live from the campground Road Angel station last night. Ended up hanging out there about 4 hours. Left at midnight, 12:30.
And
dark. Basically, we've been walking except for...
I had to have a cat nap again.
She nearly collapsed at 5:30, and so we just slept by a tree for 20 minutes. We also stopped at another Road Angel station.
Yeah.
And we only spent 10 or 15 minutes there just to try to get feeling back in our feet. So just wear and tear. The shoes are worn out. The socks are so crusty because we had the same socks on for 7 days, if you can see it. And we smell so bad now that we can't even smell each other. So it's gotten ripe, but it'll be over soon. So,
yeah.
Anyways, this will probably be the final update during the race. There's not enough self-service at the top, I don't think, to broadcast anything.
No.
But we'll update everybody when we can. We get there. Anything I forgot?
No, like I said, it'll probably take 5-6 hours to get up there. It's a big climb. Last night we did the descent on
on the other side and it about killed us.
It was 2 or 3 miles of downhill, and after all the steps, it just your foot kept sliding to the front, and
Is it Candor of the road?
yeah, the camber of the road.
Camber. Brutal.
But we're kicking its ass.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
never been more tired or sore in my entire life.
And I feel great because when she's tired, I feel better than her, so I'm okay. So. All right,
done
is that it?
soon.
We're getting out of here so we can keep walking. See y'all later. Thanks for watching.
Hey. I realize I'm too far away from the phone. If somebody asks a question, I won't be able to read it or hear it. I don't have my glasses and I can't see anything this far away. Okay, we're finally here and survived the afternoon, the rest of the day.
We're done.
We're done.
It was so hard.
We are worn out. We came back here and slept 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
2:30 to 4:30, and then decided we really need to go out and eat something, so we ran to an Italian place.
No, we drove.
Oh yeah, drove and ordered a whole bunch of food, and then we decided that we weren't really as hungry as we thought because our stomachs still hadn't settled enough to take in a lot of food. So,
We gave it a try. Right?
anyways, we're done. 8 hours, whatever. I still don't know my
Six.
finish time. I can't remember. 8 hours,
6
8 days.
8 days, 6 hours, I think. Which the plan that Scott constructed was 8 days, 12 hours, right?
Hi,
8 and
Jen.
a half days. 8
8 and a half days.
was the plan that we based a lot of stuff on, or tried. That was kind of our foundation, with knowing that we didn't have to stick to it. But it's interesting how, we ended up.
When I get back home, there'll be a spreadsheet to see how much we varied from day to day for what my original plan was. Because we obviously started out heavy and made an extra 8 miles the first day, but then we lost some and back. And anyways, we ended up picking up the equivalent of, oh gosh, I'm doing math again. Never mind.
The math.
Anyways,
we did math
did
for
well.
8 days, and then he had himself in a tizzy because he thought that we weren't going to make the 8.5 days, and I couldn't really understand it, but I was really tired and stupid, so I didn't say anything. And he's still a little dumbfounded that we made it.
Yeah, I don't
6
know where I
hours
went
early.
wrong.
But
yeah.
anyway, so.
Yeah, so we
So that was
met
exciting.
our primary goal was finish, and then secondary was 8.5 day finish, and we beat that. So
Yeah.
we really wanted to finish during the daylight because we feared the pictures would be better. Then we got up there, and it was kind of and then it was just like we finished and went and sat down. We were
Yeah.
tired enough. There was no celebration per se, and
No, feet hurt so bad.
yeah.
So bad.
My feet are raw.
I mean, it's just
obviously
awful.
in the worst shape they've ever been before. Mine just really came on the last 2 or 3 days. Alicia had her problems early on, and we managed to fix them and get them repaired. Mine continued to just worsen as we went.
And then I untaped my feet and found out there's blisters underneath my old blisters. So I got new blisters, but I didn't know it. But the camber,
The camber of the road.
the slope of the road was just, it was through the whole course, but today was awful. We're going up the mountain. It's a steep climb.
It's a
God,
about a
so
5K
hard.
hill, and it's I don't
It's
remember what
so
the
hard.
elevation change was, but yeah, and maybe at least probably half of it was in the sun. It was 88 degrees out. It probably on the road felt 120 or whatever.
But last night we had to go down go down the
Yeah.
whatever, and again, it was awful. It hurt. Now, if it had been flat, it would have been okay, but that camber just makes it so hard. So, anyway, that really tore up our feet and just everything else. So,
Yeah. But so overall, we've both decided we were very happy with the way it turned out. We had a lot of fun along the way. I mean, if you're going to come out here and do this thing, you better have fun.
Yeah.
And we've said, I always say that anybody can do it. But it's more mental than physical. Not everybody can do it, but you better be mentally prepared to take on a race like this because
You're
there's
gonna
so much
hurt.
time with your thoughts.
you're gonna hurt from day one.
Yeah.
and it's just gonna hurt.
And you're going to roll up on some nice road angel station, and you're going to want to sit there and visit, and 2 or 3 hours will squander away, and you'll lose time. So you got to be purposeful too. And I think we mentioned somewhere along the line, but we complement each other pretty well. I pull her along, she holds me back. It balances out a little bit.
I like to
And
visit.
so-
I like to look at things.
He's like,
I have to stop and smell the roses. I never saw any roses in 8 days, but anyways, I smelled a lot of things. I guess we mentioned the thing. So, yeah, and it's kind of a traveling show of confusion. I lost a towel that we had to lay down on the ground about halfway through the race.
Him of all people, you would think that I would lose the towel, but he lost his towel.
Yeah,
But I had mine, so it was fine.
Last night we were leaving Tracy City and decided we would get ice cream to have some calories before a long dead stretch, and the girl gave me the ice cream, and it was not very set up, and I proceeded to dump half of it on the floor and the other half of it on my hat right there in the middle of the store. And I just up there, right then and there, threw my whole hat away. Well, of course, today was the hottest day that we'd had all race, and I was out there without any hat. So I keep telling Alicia it's hot as can be in this hotel room because I think I've got sunburn. But
I come in and I was like, I need a parka. So anyway,
yeah,
we'll have to figure that out.
I guess we have, I don't remember what were questions and what things we noticed about, but I think somebody may ask what we took that we didn't need or what we needed more of that we didn't have or what the thing was. And I think we primarily came to the conclusion that we needed more butt paste.
But you can never have
enough
paste.
Yeah, we each brought a tube of butt paste. We each had to buy another tube of butt paste. And you just, well, it's used for everything. It's used for butt paste. It's used for sunscreen. You lather it between your toes to stop the friction.
It's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and we bought 2-ounce tubes and probably went through 3 ounces for the race or something. So
yeah, I was like, are you sure we're both gonna need a tube? Little did I know. We used a lot of it.
And we pretty much decided that we used almost everything we took.
I don't think there's anything I didn't take.
But I ended up with things today. I was packing my vest and I pulled out like a packet of peanuts that I picked up at a Road Angel station, I think like 4 days ago. But because I was there and I thought, I may need extra calories at some point, shoved it in a pocket, but then I forgot they were there. And I pulled something else out like that. So you kind of carry things, you lose things. It's a travel. You just, as long as you got your watch and your phone, you can pretty much get to the next spot. And our buddy Ray Kay, who was there with us, we saw him a lot. He finished right before us today, but he basically has a fanny pack and he buys stuff when he needs it and he goes around. And so, he looks at us and say we had way too much stuff.
Well, the man's he's wearing one tube sock, one like ankle cut sock, and then he's carrying a couple others in his pack, and they're cotton socks. I mean, they're not dry fit socks, and his feet look phenomenal. We were walking with him that one day, and he showed me how to, showed us how to take your shoes and socks off every once in a while and massage your feet, and I'm like, you don't have any tape. You don't have any, I mean, the rest of us have all this stuff on our feet, and he's wearing just like old tennis shoes and old school socks and nothing. But anyway, to each his own. He's very, very experienced.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we almost we credit him as much as anybody of helping us get the finish we got today, because he was telling Alicia about foot care when she was having trouble, and we parlayed a lot of that into additional information, and he was a big help to us. So, and that's the one thing we've talked about this before, and we both of us always say with all the races we do that runners are great people, and all runners are great people, but these people are almost a notch above. They're like the best of the best. If you ever, with the exception of one guy, Alicia made an allusion to about needing some sort of moleskin, and he wouldn't help her.
Well, it's the first day when I'm dealing with blisters. He walks up and he's like, "You got blisters already?" He pulls his shoe off and he goes, "Oh, I've got one." And we're sitting there nursing my blister. He's got 3 pads of this basically like moleskin stuff. He cuts a little piece off, deals with his. He doesn't even offer me any. And I'm like, I'm going to look him up, make sure he didn't finish, because he wasn't very nice. "You already got a blister?" I'm like, what the heck does that mean?
But other than him, everybody was nice. I think we both gained, a number of Facebook friends and stuff. And we saw a couple that we ran with a few earlier in the week. We just saw them going to finish as we were coming back from dinner. They're still like 12 miles away.
They
but
came and
Alicia got a hug, and they're reaching in and shaking my hand. We all keeping track of each other, and so it's a really good bunch of people, and you instantly feel a friendship with a lot of them, because I guess they're all, we're all kind of insane in our own way. We were going to talk about how much downtime we had. That we consider 8.5 day finish good, and it is, and we didn't really care on time anyways, but we calculate that we probably, what did we calculate? I don't have the math on it, but we had downtime of well over a day, and probably a day and a half out of that 8 day, 6 hour finish, that we were either in a hotel, we were laying somewhere trying to rest, repair your body and stuff. So it's not like it's all.
You can't go nonstop unless you're elite of the elite. Because,
yeah. The guy who finished in 3 days, and he even took he got a hotel room for 3 hours one day. So you got to learn to balance how to function. And we learned a lot of that ourselves between the two of us, of at what point do you press on for more miles, but at a slower pace, when you should probably stop and rest and recover and then go back at a faster pace.
Yeah, I went through a few cycles of not sleeping enough or not resting enough, but then when I did rest, everything fell apart, but then if I'd get good rest, like I could feel my body mending. Like last night, we were going to stay at this aid station for 2 hours, and then we had 14 miles to the next place. 9 on to Steve's, and then 14 into town. And at that 2 hours, like I knew that I was like, I don't have 9 miles in me yet. I'm like, we have to stay. And so we stayed another 2 hours, and it still sucked, and it still was really slow, and we still had to stop again.
But we made it.
But it was that descent that was so hard.
Yeah.
But by then I knew. I could feel my body hadn't recovered. But it's interesting. You guys have probably seen a gazillion pictures of me laying on my back with my feet up. But the feet were swollen, and I could feel them. By the midweek, I could feel them getting better, and I'm like, okay, we can go now.
And we've
Squirrel
said,
over here, I don't know if noticed stuff like that.
I didn't sit down as much as she did, but people will tell you it never gets worse after 2 or 3 days, and it doesn't get worse. The problem is it gets more psychological. That's the problem, and you perceive that your physical issues are worse than they were.
Yeah.
So
for example, like I got my blisters first day, and a lot of times we have to walk single file or whatever, and he walks a lot faster than I do, so we weren't together a lot. We'd stay within like 20 yards of each other, but typically you're not sitting there talking to somebody. Well, what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about my blisters and how they hurt, and am I getting another one? Oh my gosh, what does that hurt? What's that feeling? And is that going to take me out? Every step, and when you don't have entertainment or whatever, that's a lot of steps to be thinking about pain.
Yes.
So,
and we did generally a good job of entertaining one another. It was the race had its low points and its high points. I think that was one of the things we talk about.
Yeah.
But at some point you have to stop and enjoy it, or it becomes so mindless that it wasn't. And we can hit the low points first, and then we'll go to the high points. But you had the best low bar. You had the most low points.
Yes.
So
I was a roller coaster.
And I think we've already talked about it on the
second night. Whenever we were doing really good, and we were going like 36 hours in, and I was feeling good. And then all of a sudden I was like, maybe we should get a hotel. Well, the next place was 9 miles, and it was like at that point it was like things just started deteriorating really fast. It was so hard. I was so tired. My legs hurt so bad. Things were locking up. And, I'm walking super slow. He's marching ahead, and just because it's our natural speeds. So in my head, I'm like, I can't do it. Or I'm like, you got to make it through day 3. You got to make it through day 3. Just, and I was fighting the voices of wanting to quit because it hurt really bad. And I thought, hey, if I hurt this bad on day 2, what am I going to feel like on day 6? And, but I kept in mind, I'd heard, and people say it just doesn't get worse. And one of the girls I talked to, she was telling me how, you get up, you put your shoes on, your blisters are going to hurt, you walk for 10 minutes, and you're going to just have to do that for 10 days. I'm like, every time I sit down, yes, you get, okay. And that's what it was. Every time we sat down and got up, you had to walk for like 10 minutes for your feet to figure life out, and you got your points, but knowing it and knowing that that's just the way it is, it was good, because if I didn't know that, I would have been like, there's no way. It was painful. I walked in the hotel and just about cried. And I was allotted 6 hours of sleep.
And all this stuff runs together so much. My low point was also her low point, because I started freaking out 2 days later because she's thinking she's going to need a crew or things aren't going to go well. And so then I'm like, okay, we put all this effort in this, and what do we got to do? And so quickly things change. You're like, okay, we got to get her to a hotel. We get her rested, and you woke up that next day.
Rested, not arrested.
But she woke up the next day, and everything was right with the world. So,
I thought I was going to put my feet on the ground and just cry. Well, I put my feet on the ground. It was like there's no pain. So I was like, okay, sleep fixes things. Yeah. And then learned that rest will get you more miles, but at some point, the sleep, you need to fix things. So anyway, it was interesting learning that, but that was rough. That was pretty rough.
And then there was a question about high point, and I saw Boyle posted, wanted to know what percentage was their silent time. And we talked a lot, but
there's a lot of silent time. There's a lot of silent time. There's a lot of even if we were side by side, because at night he'd slow down so we could share the headlamp, but I never really sped up. It was like he either had to slow down or he'd just have to wait. But there was a lot of silent time. But then
you can only you're in your own personal hell. You just can't hash it out all the time.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of time that there's a previous race report somebody did on YouTube or somewhere that he said they were drunk on sleep deprivation, and we were definitely at times drunk on sleep deprivation.
Yeah.
We would say stuff and just laugh and laugh, and it wasn't funny at all.
It wasn't funny at all.
And I can't remember. And at one point the other day, we referenced it. She said, "What's on your mind?" or "What are you thinking about?" And I told her, and it was like
never mind
argument kind of thing. Yeah. And then
because I thought I'd test the waters of the girls like to ask boys what they're thinking, and usually they're nothing. I didn't get that. I was like, never mind. That's a lot.
We had like 36 hours to talk. Okay, here we go. So and then at some point yesterday, I don't know what was going on. It was after we left the aid station. And you looked at me, or I was drinking Gatorade, and something was so funny. I literally blew Gatorade out my nose while we're on the ride. It was red Gatorade, and it was I choked on it and everything. But so we were humped over the side of the road, doubled over, and just being really.
Really have no idea what it was about. So.
No, can't remember now because we were basically drunk. And Dan wants to know what the beer count is. Oh well, for tonight this is only my third. The one at the restaurant was a big. Oh no! Wait, sorry. This is my fourth, counting the one at the.
During the race.
During the race, the first night in Martin, Tennessee, we grabbed a big 25-ounce cans and carried down the highway in a brown paper sack, and drank them.
The New Jersey people taught us how to do that.
Yeah, they told us how to do that. and
the Mexican restaurant.
Mexican restaurant, we each had two.
And then.
One other place we had the big cans again.
Yeah, I had the big cans.
That's when I had the Budweiser and you had the.
Yeah, that was yesterday. And then we had at an aid station, they had them. So 5 or 6.
Yeah.
5. Yeah.
Over the trip, but yeah.
I feel like it could have been more productive at the more because one of our New Jersey friends was talking about how he had plantar fasciitis. I was like, he goes, nothing that beer and Motrin can't take care of. I was like, probably something to that. So, but. We didn't test that too much.
Yeah.
But,
high point?
High point.
Oh, we were talking about, what did we talk about at dinner?
A high point was discovering that sleep is very good. It was a high point in my head, knowing that it can be fixed, that I wasn't going to be down and out.
Yeah.
But.
As far as high points, we were both a little underimpressed with the finish. We both expected more. I think there was the post on the Facebook page, who was going to cry at the finish?
Neither one of us.
Neither one of us. Even though we kept steeling ourselves for some sort of epiphany at the end of the long journey. And we got there and it was kind of all business. We needed to get our picture taken. We needed to get our time down. And then we were so tired. It was just kind of a sit in the chair. Everybody was visiting and it was kind of relaxing. And it was just, we took it all in and got a ride back to the car and headed back. Alicia was asleep about 2 minutes after. And of course, she's hated the heat, the hot weather all week. So what'd she do? Get in a car that's closed up for 10 days, shuts the door before I'm even ready to go. She's baking in the car. Like,
I needed a nap.
Yeah,
Another nap.
And she was asleep in a heartbeat. But She's learned to go to sleep fast. She's learned she doesn't need as much sleep as she did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, literally yesterday we were walking into town. I was like, "How far is the hotel?" And he said 2.5 miles, and I could not even process that. I'm like, I can't do it.
I said, Allie wants to know how our feet look.
Oh.
This will probably never show up, but my foot, I've got a big old blister on the bottom there. Can't. Oh, this one back over here. Oh, that's hard. Another show.
Yeah.
That's a blister. You know, they're just torn up. I mean, but
They're
in some
bad.
respects, they're not worse than you could
You
get
guys-
in. You could get just as bad in a marathon without taking care of it.
Yeah.
We had plenty of time, and we got pretty good towards the end of taking shoes off if we only had a couple minutes rest even. And sometimes we'd take our shoes and socks off if we knew we were going to stay for 10 or 5 minutes, or 10 or 15, and have a little time to try to air them out. But
Getting them back on was so hard.
the socks hold their shape at this point. I mean, we literally, I had 3 pairs of socks, but I obviously one worked out better than the others. So I wore the same socks probably 6 days. And at some point they're so sweaty and so filled with, they're
disgusting.
yeah.
Hoping we can salvage them. Well, I'm hoping I can salvage mine to even wear in the future.
I did cut a hole in my shoes yesterday. I bought new insoles at
CVS.
or Walgreens.
Walgreens.
Whatever night that was. Yeah, got some new insoles, hoping they'd give me more cushion on my feet. They did. One point today, Alicia looks down like, "What is hanging out of your shoe?" Well, half the insole was hanging out of the shoe. I was walking down a 140-degree highway with no insole in my shoe, half my toe hanging out. It's just
It's a mess.
We did look a little like homeless people a lot of times. Oh, that was one of our other good ones. We're going to talk Ball State stories, but Alicia got so tired today coming to the hotel and then found out it was 2 miles away. And she said, "I got to lay down." And so we just went to the closest tree we could find in somebody's front yard. And she's out like a light.
Like within probably 15 seconds.
Yeah. And I of course am not. So I'm watching everybody drive by us and then slow down and look like, who are these homeless people? and then they drive on, and we'd set a timer for 20 minutes. And I'm like, I hope we get up and go in before the cops come, because it was the kind of place where I thought that they were going to do.
Well, it was close to this town. They would have figured it out.
Yeah, they would have known. So.
But yeah.
But we did have a lot of, I think we've mentioned most of them, we had a lot of Ball State experiences. We slept in a Dollar General parking lot one night.
We went through them all.
Yeah, we hit about everything. We rested in a cemetery. We basically lived in our own filth for days.
Oh, it's
At some
disgusting.
point yesterday, I was like, I haven't washed my hands for a day and a half. And at one point, I'm helping her with her shoes and her socks and her feet, and I'm like, I've got your dirty foot juices on my hands. Like, you want this beef jerky? Yeah, sure. Well, I'm eating it too. It's about survival. Oh, it's just so bizarre.
It was bizarre.
Let's see, we did High Point. Oh, the male versus female thing, how we come
Oh my
about
gosh.
stuff.
The
We had
math.
a lot of time to evaluate the battle of the sexes. I mean,
The math. We came to how he's rambling on for days about the math. I'm like, well, can we approach it this way? And we came up with the same number, but it still did not set well with them, even though we came up with the same number. And then we talk miles, because here you have to log your miles 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. So that's the time frame we work in. Well, I was also looking at it from, we took a big rest from 9 p.m. to 2 p.m. or from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. when we got out at 2:30, and by 7 or 8 we have 20 miles or whatever. So I'm looking at the bulk of the miles after a big rest, but that did not fall within the 7A to 7P parameters, and it did not work in his head. So it was interesting the ways we talked
and
about
at some point
things.
some point we analyzed on how we were each coming at the question from a different angle, but we were getting to the same point.
Yeah.
And so once we realized we're both talking the same thing, it was interesting. I don't know that it helped anything, but it let us solve it. We realized where the other one was coming from. So point well taken. So, Chris.
I asked him the same thing.
Boil only if you're in.
His answer was, well, right now it has lost its luster.
It has lost its luster. So,
Are you guys better friends after this?
I'd say so.
yeah. But we've always been good friends.
Yeah.
And we talked about this. Okay, well, we'll throw a few of you under the bus, though. But we've had times to discuss. She asked me, which of my friends would be most likely to be able to come to this, or
be
less
would be
likely.
willing to.
And I same for her, and we tried to talk about this and that, and we both decided that we work together better than any of us would with our other friends, because her and I are different in a lot of respects. And so when I was down or something, she could pick me up with something goofy, or when she was down, otherwise, and she's holding me back sometimes on pace, and I'm pulling her along. And so it's really an opposites attract if you can keep yourself from.
But we both like morning hours, so that worked too. I mean, to be with someone that's a night owl versus a morning person, that would be really hard.
Did all these questions say how many fights or how many lights did we have? I missed it.
I didn't see it.
We had one light. We had no fights.
No
Or
fights.
did we? No, I don't think we had fights.
I know. I probably slept through it.
Yeah, it was only offensive in my mind. But so anyways, we worked very well together, and we probably just about provided that right balance for us to get
I mean,
where we
really
need
and
to be.
truly, Scott did so much stuff to fix my problems. I kept him occupied with my problems.
She
so
still has problems.
He didn't.
Oh, she did ask about fights. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
No,
no.
we don't fight. We're both too easygoing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just you negotiate.
Yeah.
And that's part of what we do on all that. Okay, well, if we do this tonight, then let's do this tomorrow. And that was more, she needed rest. I knew we needed miles, and so we go. Why only one light? A lot of people don't even use any light out
Because
there.
I didn't want to bring
Now, this year, there was no moon when we started, but usually moonlight and ambient light, except for a few places on the course, you've always got enough light to kind of get you around. So it's, but I mainly took one so if we need something out of the vest at night, we didn't have to root around and find it. I mean, you can use your phone and stuff. So
It was used a lot though on the road, or almost every night.
yeah, we ended up because like Alicia we would get sleepy. At least the light provides you a little bit of a distraction.
Yeah.
So, tell Stacy I miss him too, Katie. So he'll be all better soon. And next year when he tries this with me, we'll get some quality time together. How did we train? You came into this from a.
I just walked anytime I could. Oh, Chris, you'll be happy to know that Thunder Mountain saved my butt. So we had this big climb yesterday, Mount Eagle.
Into Mont Eagle.
Mont
It's a basically it's a 5K distance on it.
I mean, we marched up like we owned it yesterday.
Yeah.
And so that was fun. And then the descent last night sucked. But today, the climb was really big too. But again, the slope of the road made it really hard. The steepness wasn't bad.
No.
I mean, it was steep. Don't get me wrong. It was hard. But I could tell for sure the time on Thunder Mountain had done me well.
Yeah. We really were at the point where we prefer the uphills as opposed to the downhills, because after walking so much, you can't do that many downhills or that long down. These downhills, in some cases, that one last night I think is close to 2 miles, and it really never left. I mean, it's almost a straight shot down the side of a mountain, and so we would just take a break and sit along the guardrail and try to avoid traffic hitting us.
It was rough. The back was rough. I mean, the last 24 hours have been rough. There was some rough stuff in it.
Yeah.
But that's all good.
Most memorable moment? Did we go over that? I thought there was something else I was going. Oh yeah, it's not my most memorable because I couldn't remember it. But the best one, we told this one too. I think was that all the days run together again. Saturday night when we were looking at where everybody was, and there was at that time already like 20 people dropped out. And,
Scott had to check the list every check-in. And
yeah, I wanted to see where everybody was. And 20 people have already dropped. And the night after Alicia had her first meltdown, she looks at me all serious and goes, well, why would they do that? Like she was so
why would they do it? We've overcome this crap.
Yeah.
He looks at me like, what?
I gave her a look so foreign, but that was another one of those almost male versus female thing. You were coming at it from an entirely different way, and I was looking at it at an entire, but we both meant the same thing.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, we've just been through hell, and we're still on this road. Why did they drop?
Yeah. And I was looking at it as she's wondering why people are dropping out, and she was almost close to dropping out. And
But I
didn't. It was
Anyway, it was a funny moment because it was a very I was so perplexed. Why were they dropping this soon? Don't you know you're supposed to make it through the third day? I mean, that's a rule.
Yes. Foot care. Well, we've got big blisters, so I don't know how well we did. Although Alicia's dealt with blisters on the first day and overcame them pretty much. Although then they came back later on in the week.
I think it's just from the yesterday. From
all that camber in the road, and
Yeah.
even on these days where it was only 88 or right around here, as you know, the temperature of the weather or the temperature of the roadway is like $140. God,
140 degrees.
Yeah. And so I told Alicia when we got back to the room today, and I took all my shoes and socks off, I was like, my feet are warm to the touch. It's just like they sit there and almost bake all the time. So it's...
Allie, I almost dropped... I wanted to drop Friday night. Yes, Friday night.
Yeah.
It was... We got to the hotel about midnight.
Yeah.
So it was probably 8, 9 p.m. because it was a long haul. And it was... I hurt.
I think she just, felt like she got punched in the face after a day at Vol State and thought, I can't keep taking these punches for 7 more days.
Yeah.
And, but fortunately it just worked out. We were at the right place to pack. I mean, these are smaller hotels along the course around here. So there's times you need a hotel and you can't get one. And we encountered that in Linden. But that night that she needed one worse, we called, we obviously called early enough and got it, or I guess I booked it online and got a room. So then we just knew we needed to get there. And that was the...
but that was when I learned, we both learned, can recover from this. Who knew?
And that's where we started balancing each other out. We were heading to a hotel, and I would, for faster pace, I'd be like, okay, up here, I'm going to take off. I'm going to go ahead and run or walk my pace. And so I can try to check in the hotel. So by the time Alicia gets there, she doesn't have to wait in the lobby. She can go straight to the. I mean, I'm in there. The air conditioner's turned on, and come get in here, Grandma. And so we did a little bit of that kind of stuff. It saved her a few minutes of having to stand in the lobby when she was miserable.
Because more than once we went in a store and I couldn't stand. I'd sit down in the middle of the floor.
In Lewisburg at a convenience store, she flopped down right in front of the hot food counter. People were walking around her. And
my feet hurt so bad.
Yeah, and somewhere else the other day. Oh, it was
CVS.
At the CVS. Yeah, she just flopped down in the middle of the store. I mean, nobody thought anything about it. And
well,
it's...
I mean, sometimes it hurts when you're running. It hurts to walk, and then like walking, it hurts to stop.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a balance. You can always stop it for a short time if you don't want your feet to go numb again.
Yeah.
And obviously, sometimes you have to rest longer to get things repaired, but then you spend the next 10 minutes hating life.
Yeah. Really bad.
Is there anything you forgot? Anything you wish we would have taken? I can't remember. Not for me, I don't think. I wish I wouldn't have lost my stuff. If I would have had my towel last night and stuff, I got cold last night, but you come through it all.
No, I don't think so. I really wish the weather forecast was a little bit more accurate.
Yeah, I think when we posted stuff, we hadn't mentioned anybody, but we posted yesterday, we were in the rain. Well, I'll be darned if today at the finish...
I mean, it's blazing hot today. Blazing hot.
Sun, not hardly a cloud in the sky, and a quarter mile from the finish, it starts sprinkling on us. And it wasn't much, but we were like, immediately, Alicia's like, are you kidding me? What is that? Yeah.
Why is it raining right now?
It never got us wet or anything, but it was like, it was just, it rained again. So but that's summer and it's that kind of time of the year. But it was generally, I think, cooler than usual for this race. So if we'd had 8 days like it was today, it would have been a lot more of a struggle. Yeah, we really would have had to rest more during the days and walked all night long.
Night, yeah. Yeah.
Boy, I'll read my handwriting. Oh, is it one and done?
So that's a very interesting question, because I would like to say I won't do it again, and I heard enough that I would say that. However, I'm perplexed because I'd say half this field is repeat people. And I mean, they come over and over and over, and I'm thinking, why do you keep coming over and over and over? But it's interesting because you see those older people are the more experienced people, and like this guy Ray that we've talked about, he came blazing by us like
At mile 3:13.
Yeah,
A mile to go.
And he goes, man, I didn't want to pass you guys. He goes, but I saw, he saw me struggling. I was struggling bad. But he has done this course, and he's in his 60s. Well, he was managing his time. He knew the course, so he ran it in. I'm barely walking it in. And so I think there's value in experience, especially the timing of the hotels, or knowing the services and stuff, or knowing how to just manage a lot of different things. Scott had a great plan, and I think we executed really well for our experience, but it just makes me wonder, do you come back and is it easier? And then part of me also thinks, well, you've already completed it, it'd be easier to drop.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, again, who you choose to go with is important. You can't just choose anybody. I mean, it's hard.
And you can go by yourself,
I
but
know.
you really better be prepared to be with your own thoughts for
Yes.
20 hours a day.
Yeah.
And if you're it depends on if you're a positive person or negative. If you talk yourself out of it, you're done for. We met a lot of people, and some people meet up with others, and they walk. They spend a day, like we walked with Ray for a half a day, and you come and go. And if you wanted to do that, you could always find people. When I was in for 3 days last year, I spent 2 with a couple guys that were great, and but working with or operating with anybody else changes your strategy. You may be walking faster than you thought you were going to, or slower, or they want to stop and you don't. And so you got to really be firm in what you want to do and know you'll stick to it regardless of the situation you're in.
Yeah. So to answer the one and done, I would initially say yes, but I can't say that because I'm very intrigued by the people that come back over and over and over, and I wonder why. Because of course, as we all know, I'm never doing that again. Well, then next week I'm signed up for the next race. But this is huge. We're gone for almost 2 weeks. It's a big deal just logistically, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, this field is obviously older, and it's probably, generally speaking, more wealthy people, I think, because your average person can't take 2 weeks off and go race and stuff. So it's a little bit of a different way to do it. Yeah, it's a little different dynamic here. But it's a lot of these people, I think, are. We talked about, it's kind of like a family reunion. These people become very good friends.
Yeah.
And so you just go back to Vol State the next year so you can see your friends. It's like a 2-week party. And the website is Vacation Without a Car, and we joked about that a lot this week. It was vacation. You're eating places, you're seeing new sites, you're meeting people, and it can be very fun if you'll let yourself make it fun.
Yeah, and I think once you've done it and done it successfully, it'd probably be more fun the next time, unless you wanted to improve. It's just the approach to take. But it was really hard, and it really hurt.
Yeah.
So to do it again, it might take me a while to say, I'll do it again.
And I haven't paid attention to everybody that's watching this tonight, but there'll be a half of you that will say you're too old to finish this race. Well, by God, Sergio Bianchi, who's 80 years old, was like the second person after us today that finished. John Price finished; he's in his mid-60s. Ray was before us; he's in his mid-60s. One of the ladies that's Terry, I think she's in her mid-70s, maybe. White-haired, looks like everybody's grandma.
Yeah.
And she's out here giving it a go, and she's on the border of getting pulled at some point, but she's still trying. It's like anybody can do this if you let yourself do it. Too many people won't take a challenge because they're fearful of failing. And we've talked about that a lot this week. And so, there's no real challenge in...
Go ahead.
There's no real challenge in signing up for something you can complete. Because then it's just a task. I've signed up for a half marathon. Well, I've already run 20 half marathons. Well, then, so what are you doing it for? Go outside your comfort zone and try something you don't think you can do. And you may not make it, but if you do, the reward will be even that much better.
Well, on that note, it was interesting. I like to chat with people. Of course, at the beginning, there's more people around. So I, walk up and start asking questions. Every single person I met, multiple hundreds or 200s under the belts. I had only done 200 Ks, and I'm thinking, oh, good Lord, what am I in for? I am not qualified to be here. And I knew that my race report or my race record would not necessarily qualify me to be here. But that was something I had to mentally fight, because I could easily say I'm not supposed to be here. But
I did the time for a year. I mean, I practiced walking. I did hills. I go out anytime. A day, I didn't go out. I should practice sleep deprivation because clearly that's a weak point. But
that's something you don't think of, and there's several of those things we.
I mean, and I must have done enough because we finished, but it was hard.
And the first guy that dropped this year was somebody who had hydration issues or something, screwed up their system.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously if they were here, we're probably a fairly accomplished runner. And so everybody can have a bad day. And one guy got pulled because what was that? He thought it was going to be too warm the first day.
Oh,
so
yeah. This is the third time he's attempted it. He didn't, and
he's never finished. He's gotten pulled from the course every time.
Yeah, and he sat out the first day. He sat out because it was going to be too hot. Well, that's the day you get your miles, and
yeah, because you're the freshest.
So anyway, I thought that was kind of silly, but whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was a silly reason.
Yeah, but everybody has a different approach. Yeah. So, yeah. I think the only other question I noticed earlier, unless we've missed some, somebody asked about whether or not either one of us would have left the other. And I don't know that there was any circumstance that either one of us were going to, I mean, that's the deal we made, is we came out here to do it together. And
if one of us had to leave, to quit, then we go crew the other one.
Yeah, that was basically the thing was, if one person gets an injury, they'll drop out, go back to the car. They get the race will take people back to their cars, and that person would have come back and crewed us and we would have still spent the time together. So, oh, boil. How many Fireball bottles?
Oh my gosh, Tennessee does not have the Fireball obsession that
I didn't see a dozen Fireball bottles all week. But now they do not have a prevalence of the small bottle. And I don't know whether it's state law. They sell some, I think.
Well, it depends on the county, I think. Because
Tennessee is bigger on county, dry counties and stuff.
And some are much cleaner than others. I mean, most of Tennessee is very, very clean. But we were looking for Fireball bottles. Yeah. The towns we went through last night had some.
Yeah, there's a few that did, but it was bizarre. Now, there's obviously a lot of beer cans, but then all the convenience stores all carry the big 25-ounce cans you can buy individually. So,
did you see any armadillos? Or coming for judge signs?
We did not see coming for judge signs.
Oh, we saw a fresh armadillo today, though.
I was disappointed in the number of armadillos. They were not as prevalent as I remember them last year. We saw snakes, we saw possums, we saw deer, we saw cats, we saw dogs, talking about roadkill.
No dogs were killed. There was a cat that was a roadkill.
I thought there was...
I think it was a fox.
Was that but that was the skull you saw.
A skull in the woods.
So, but yeah, a typical roadkill. I don't think there was anything bizarre we found on the road. Animal or otherwise.
No. Nothing noteworthy.
I think somebody asked way back when, too, if we were spooked at any point during the night. No, I don't think so. Our closest call was that yesterday? We were walking down the road, not paying attention, cars coming by you all the time. I'm halfway out in the oncoming lane, and some tractor trailer comes by and had clearly swerved to come within probably 3 feet of me or 4 feet of me or something. I had no idea he was coming. I would have been dead if we tried it, but most people didn't...
that bridge was wretched. Stinky bridge.
Yeah, it's worse than the turkey farm.
Oh,
we're talking tons of rotted corpses, and they burn them, and it lasts for a good. Stacey Roberts, if you ever go, you better take a gas mask as part of your packing.
Awful,
because it's the worst smell. And there was things this week that we'd come up across an animal had been there for a while. They'd be like, that's almost like the start of Stinky Bridge, but it doesn't smell exactly like it. So
it was awful.
Oh, it was. No, Gary, we didn't see him because you were at home, too scared to come down here, like the rest of us.
That would have been awful.
Yeah. No, it was not as spooky at night. We didn't see really any animals come out. Last night's aid station, we keep calling them aid stations, they're road angel stations. It was basically a tarp laid at a 45-degree angle right next to woods. A state park or something. And we just laid down there and, had snakes or anything else come right up to you. It was in an area where people probably are usually not at.
Probably not.
I tried never to remind her. It's like, snakes are probably pretty common around here.
Because guess what? I needed a nap.
Yeah. And she got one for the most part. I tried to sleep in a chair and kept getting a breeze under my butt because you basically walk all week in a state of dampness. The humidity and all.
Either rained on or you're sweaty.
Yeah, you can never get... Yeah, but we reached the point a day or two ago where we decided we couldn't even smell we couldn't not only smell ourselves, we couldn't smell each other. I think you just kind of,
You're just accustomed to it.
yeah, and you don't smell it. The runners, you know. Well, there was a lot of times you asked me, "Do you smell that?" Whatever it was, something alongside the road.
I'd say you smell something good. He's just not smelling anything.
Yeah, and so that may be my allergies. So anyway, have we hit everything?
I think so.
I'm tired of talking, so I got one more beer to drink, and then it's probably going to be bedtime soon. We got to drive back to the state of Missouri tomorrow.
Yay!
It'll be time to get back, except it's a long drive.
Yeah.
And we're tired.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for following us. It made it fun for us.
That's right.
Gave us-
And we appreciate everybody that gave some money to Wonderland Camp. There's still time to do that through Sunday, I think. Appreciate those that gave some off. We're going to be close to our goal, I think, or we're going to figure out a way to exceed it. But it's never too late to give us a little more money, or give Wonderland Camp some more money.
Yeah.
So
So,
okay,
awesome.
we're going to go crash. Bye.
Bye.